What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD, and I'm joined by the two hot Scott Finbar Saunders. What's up, Finbar?
Evening, Tony. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, chat.
Happy New Year. It's a new year. It's 2023, and we got to do the State of Amico address. That's right, gentlemen. Just like the president does his every year, we got to let you know how the council's doing. What's the future going to hold? And is it going to release? Is it on the launch pad? Did we drive? Did we figure out where the launch pad was? Drive up to it, get the Amico on it? Did we make it? We're going to find out. But right now, there is a poll in the chat that says, do you believe? I think it says believe. Who knows? Something about the Amico releasing in 2023. Vote yes, vote no. We'll figure out at the end of the show what you guys think. Personally, I don't think 2023 is the year of the Amico. Finbar, what do you think?
I think we got to be almost there. We've been on a launch pad for 5 years. It's got to be there now.
Retro Bro wants to know. He says exclusive news or clickbait. That depends on what your definition of clickbait is.
There's never any clickbait in this channel.
Never any clickbait. I mean, everything is clickbait, right? Anything that gets you to click on a video is clickbait, even if it's true, right? So.
Yeah, I guess it is, yeah.
I mean, it's bait to get you to click. Anyway, so we have no consoles released in retail, no FCC certifications. We have several trademarks that are either still up for extension that haven't been filed, abandoned, or just sitting out in the air, not doing anything. We have an LLC that has been taken over by it's like a corporate
law firm
management, almost like a law firm. The LLC and the incorporated Delaware company, and of course we got Amico games being released on other consoles. The first of which is the Hollow Ride. You can drive around and play Bomberman. Well, Dino Blaster. It's not Bomberman. Man, lots of good things coming in 2023.
Well, we also got a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Sumit Agarwal as well. Let's not forget that. That's good news.
He said Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. He said can't wait for you guys to go ahead and enjoy the Amico. He's excited. And what do we have? 4 Amico test units out in the wild now?
2 of them with DJC.
Yeah. 2 with DJC, 1 with Mike Mullis. Who's got the 4th Amico test unit?
I wonder.
Now you guys know that I got my camera hooked up. I got my capture card now. So I want to share a little special treat with you guys. You can't tell anybody because I'm under NDA. All right? I want you guys to enjoy. Just a little sneak peek. Turn it on. Look how fast that thing turns on. Now I got to cut it off before it gets to the end. Oh, NDA. And sorry guys, sorry. You didn't see that NDA. I'm gonna cut that. You didn't see that, right, Finbar?
Yeah, I think you're okay. You didn't see that, did you, guys?
No one saw that. Everyone close your eyes. I'm gonna make sure I clip that. Clip it up. So I mean, a lot of big things happening in 2023. NDA Tony, I know I had to sign it. Technically, it's 3.5 units in the wild, 2 with DJC, 1 with Mike Mullis. I had to buy my own guts and sort of finagle my way to, getting the flash on the memory and all that. So, your mom had the 4th unit last night, Trebek.
Who is this Trebek character? Who is he talking about?
Stupid channel name. It's amazing you have to do Amico videos because your other videos don't get views. Ooh, how wrong you are. First off, my shorts get way more views than my Amico videos. Secondly, my most popular video on the channel is about Rippa and the Rippaverse. So
he not only clout chases Amico, he clout chases Rippa. So
yeah. And then one of my other most popular videos is about Sam Maggs. So I clout chase Sam Maggs.
Isn't that all YouTube is, though? It's just a clout chase.
Yeah, everything is a clout chase. Tony, you need to use that Amico show for 2023. Stop making content with it every week to compete with DJC. Start making content. Yeah. So I hear that DJC is going to have 2 Amico shows in the near future. As soon as there is a release date, as soon as we find out, what's going to happen going forward. So what do you think? When do you think we're getting this release date, Finbar?
Well, we've already got it, haven't we? 31st of December 2023.
Is that what it is now? That's the new release date?
That's what I hear on the streets.
That's the word on the streets?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So real quick, stupid channel name. I gotta address the haters, because there's just haters in the chat. They signed up. They subscribe for a minute so they can get in the chat, and they want to get their little attention. So we're gonna give them a little attention. We're gonna do a little history lesson here. So we're gonna share the screen. I'm gonna go ahead over to my channel. It's not Amico related, but people want to come. They want attention. I'm willing to give them attention. Okay. So as you can see here, 149 views on my Rip Reverse trading cards. 216 views on the Christmas episode. Pretty good. He says 46 views on the Toe Jam and Earl video. But what he failed to mention, Finbar, is these three little things here. The GWG highlight. What does that stand for, Finbar?
Yeah, and plus I was in that video, so that's automatically like 100 off the views.
But what is GWG highlight? What does that mean?
Well, what that is that's a clip from a live show.
It's a clip from a live show that people already watched. That the majority of the audience who is here every week already watched Saturday. This was just to do what? What was the point of putting the clips up again?
Because you were lazy.
Because I was lazy. It was an easy way to feed the algorithm to make them think that I upload videos every day. So there you go. That's why all these videos have shitty views. They're not meant to get views. They're meant to just drive the algorithm. See how that works?
You were supposed to keep a lid on the language, Tony, so we could beat that algorithm.
That's why I did the 30-second intro.
I think it's more than that now, isn't it? It's like first 5 minutes.
Nah, I don't think so.
Is it not? I don't know. I ain't no YouTuber. Gary said he's going to charge up to 1% and he'll be on in a minute.
Charge up to 1%. As you can see, here are the most popular videos on the channel. Rippaverse, Cobra Kai, which is weird. Another Rippaverse. Then we got Tommy, Amico, Sam Maggs, Lady Decade, Amico. Then after that, we descended to some Amico, another Rippaverse, Cobra Kai 2 over here. Hey, Andy Signor video got 1.5. I didn't realize that. Another Rippaverse. See, we're all over the place with things. And not to mention our shorts, which people just love my food. Look at that.
Yeah.
Let me give you a little advice for everybody, for the YouTubers, the aspiring YouTubers out there. If your short doesn't do well, don't delete it. Download it and then re-upload it and then delete the original video. Because as you can see, this video here, ramen noodle lunch, see how it's got the little shorts thing right here? Little thing right here? That's because I downloaded it and YouTube automatically stamps that on there. Because the first time I uploaded the video, it only got 30 views. But as you can see, now it has 1.6. That's how you YouTube, folks. That's how you game the system. Shh, don't tell anybody. Uh, 24 viewers, remember to like. That's right, because me and Evil, we're going to live like kings. We're going to live like kings. All right, so we're going to take a look at some stuff here. The first of which is this thread here on Atari Age. That's right, Atari Age has allowed Amico threads. And we actually got this thread. We're gonna scroll up top real quick so you can see what it's called. This is the future of Intellivision, related intellectual property rights, etc. Now, this thread has pretty much gone under the radar. Not a lot of people talk about it. Everyone talks about the other Amico thread on Atari Age. And basically, Lathe here, 26, proposed what's going to happen if Amico goes bankrupt. What's going to happen to the intellectual property rights and all that. There's a lot of speculation. We're going to get past all that to a little post here by number 6. He was replying to Mr. Me. All right, he says, I've taken some time to look at various filings here and go over the few reportings I found on the net. It's too involved to mention every nuance here, so this is just my bullet points and my opinions. Number 1, there has been activity since talk about the LLC arose in January. It is true you can revive these LLCs. Here's an example from an area I'm more familiar with. It's Amiga related, I believe. Finally, the status of this particular LLC, Intellivision Entertainment LLC, changes to match that of the other LLCs outlined in the article from my prior posting. Again, this simply means it can be revived. Likely, any activity unexplained during the period of time CSC was involved resulted from their professional advice. Now, CSC is the company that's actually listed as the director of both the LLC and the Delaware Incorporated Company. Previously, we had people like Tommy and Phil Adam being listed, but now this company is being listed.
So were they the only director listed? Was Phil Adam removed?
Yeah, Phil Adam is removed. They are listed as a director, and there's actually a filing that shows other people like Stephen Roney and them all being removed. If you want, I could bring that up, but I have to find it because I wasn't prepared. Let me see. By the way, the Intellivision address is still listed as, I believe it's Nick's house.
Oh, that's
some
his
paperwork.
House.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So, no, it's not good. Not good.
Do you think he moved all of his cars and shit back to his own house?
Nah, probably not. All right. Here is the listing. Now, please, I'm going to show this, but do not dox anybody. Do not harass anybody. Do not call anybody, contact anybody. And any of the listings that I showed during this video. Okay. So as you can see, this is Open Corporates, the open database of the corporate world. Intellivision Holdings LLC. As you can see, agent name, Corporation Service Company, which will do business in California as CSC, Lawyers Incorporating Service. Inactive directors / officers, CSC, Stephen Roney, Tommy Tellerico. And there you go.
So CSC are inactive now?
No, this is the old one. Yeah, the LLC no longer active.
All right, okay, right.
Because
this is the other holdings company. Okay.
Yeah. Now this one actually just recently, if you go to the California database, Intellivision Holdings just got revived. I think like maybe a couple months ago. So this is out of date, just slightly.
So do you know who the director is of the revived one? Is that Phil Adam again?
No, I believe it's still CSC.
CSC, okay.
So you got that. All right, now back to the post. All this stuff is crazy. All right, so he says, apologies if this is boring, everyone. But one more thing, the new Delaware Corporation. Source, again, going to the upper right of the page. For dates, it shows the same CSC in January 2022. This would mean CSC has been involved in some way with Intellivision Entertainment from January until October of 2022. Then it says anyone with additions, corrections is certainly welcome to do so. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at that link real quick. And that would be Intellivision Entertainment Incorporated. And again, agent name, Corporation Service Company. Directors, officers, Corporation Service Company. That's it. There's no other officers listed.
And this is the current company that holds all the IPs, is it?
This is the Delaware company, yeah. Now, according to one Stephen Roney, who is in the thread, and we will show what he responded, the only reason that company was started was because Start Engine required it. He says, I think I can clarify a couple of things. Intellivision Productions Incorporated became Blue Sky Rangers Inc. as part of the sale of the trademark to Intellivision Entertainment. You all knew that. And it says the Delaware Corporation was formed because Start Engine required that the company be a C corporation rather than an LLC. The choice of Delaware was independent of that, but that is a popular state to incorporate in for various reasons. So right now, the main incorporated Delaware company is being controlled by someone that's not named Tommy Tallarico or Phil Adam. Speculation on my part, speculation on other people's part who I've talked to. This could be the reason that Phil is not giving any dates. Maybe he's not allowed to.
Yeah.
And I don't think CSC is going to be announcing any release date anytime soon. Sorry, DJC. Not going to have a release date anytime soon. Adam Wilson says, breaking news, nothing.
No, breaking news. Tony's managed to acquire an Amico. Were you guys not listening? He has an Amico. A real one.
Do I got to turn it on again?
Yeah, go on, Tony. Turn it on.
Hold on.
But remember, cut it off before the
UI kicks on?
Before the UI kicks in, because of the NDA.
Yeah, we don't want to get in trouble with that NDA. All right, hold on. Motherfucker. All right. Let me turn it on. Plug it in. Look how fast it is, man.
Amico.
Boom. Amico.
I did the sound effects for you.
Yeah. I don't got the thing plugged in. Oh, shit. I don't have the thing plugged in because I didn't want to go through the phone in order to talk like the last time. But yeah, I cut it off in time, right? Y'all didn't see nothing.
No, I didn't see it.
It's crazy. Is Tommy Tallarico done playing backgammon? Probably not. He probably was playing backgammon before the Amico and probably going to keep playing backgammon. Guys, you think they use alt so the name doesn't get highlighted? What do you mean? DJC and Mike now company heads. Yeah.
I wouldn't be a shock to be honest. That's highly likely at this stage.
Probably pretty likely.
They're going to end up being the only two guys that actually have any hardware, aside from you, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, my hardware is a little outdated. It's not as good as some people's hardware. You know, I had to scrounge up, get my own chipset. I had to get the thing flashed, get all the memory on there. But man, it plays Evel Knievel so well. I wish I could show you guys how well it plays Evel Knievel.
But NDA and all that.
Yeah, NDA and all that. You know how that goes. I mean, there's like zero lag. Here, I'm going to give you a little shh. If you promise, does everybody promise not to sell anybody?
Yeah, I promise. You guys promise.
Everybody in the chat?
I think they said they promise. They said it out loud. You just couldn't see it.
I'll just have the what do you call it? The little demo. You know, the little demo that plays at the beginning. The little the hell do they call that shit? Like in the arcade where it just like goes over the title and goes back.
The attract screen.
Yeah, there you go. You're smart. All right, let me get
I'm
it set
just
up. You guys can't see me picking the game, but hold on. I'll pick the game. All right. And let's get the attract screen going. All right. Bloop, blop, bloop. Don't tell anybody. Shh, don't tell anybody. Look at that. Zero lag on that. I mean,
that's a good 65 frames a second.
look at that. It's running like super well. I think it's slowing down a little because of going through YouTube and everything, you know, to get to your TV. But as you, at my TV, this thing is like zoom along. The colors are so fucking vibrant. But don't tell anybody, right? You guys didn't see the attract mode.
Okie donk, Amico.
My cousin works for a professional 3D printing art studio. I'm going to ask her to print a real Amico. Low, it's like 2 FPS here. No, it's not, Tommy. There's no lag. No lag. No lag. I think it's something that, the Amico is not really made to be streaming. So going through the capture box, it's kind of messing it up a little. But trust me, when you guys come over for the Amico party, but you got to sign NDAs.
You don't need to worry about the frame rate, right? It's not for hardcore gamers. It's for fucking families.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Families don't care about things like frame rate. Families just care about things like, old stunt drivers that like allegedly beat people up or something. I don't know. Also, crab legs. Uh, anyway, uh, so did we ever talk about the lawsuit?
Not yet, no.
Well, good, because we're still not gonna. This is Holoride. As you can see, you can go and right now buy yourself a fancy German car, get the Holoride experience put into your German automobile. It's only going to cost you like, what does a brand new car cost? Like 20, 30,000. Then if you're not in Germany, so you're going to have to get it imported, it's probably going to cost you a couple of grand to put that on a boat and, have it shipped over. Then you install the Holoride on it. It's probably another couple grand. But after that's all said and done, you'll get to play Dino Blaster. Look at that.
Yeah, but all the cars in Germany are manual, and you guys don't like manual. You guys like automatic.
Look at those graphics. It's like a floating Bomberman clone inside a jungle. I don't know what the jungle's for, why it's there, but it's there. See, Bomben und Flamen, mir Bomben du es sammelst, mir Bomben kannst du liegen, Flammen verstarken. I can't see because that's in the way. Sprengkraft der Bomben.
Fuck, man, where's Leo when you need him?
Yeah, it's beautiful. The German language is so elegant. Look at that. Even you can compete against other people while your whole family's in the car. Start driving off the cliff, spiraling to your death. You can decide who's the better Bomberman player.
Yeah, it's just what you need, isn't it, when you're driving a car? All that shit on your windscreen.
No, you're gonna wear a helmet. It's almost
you'll
like
be
a
okay.
VR set.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Update: Gary's phone is at 3% now. I get Carl to read that. Sorry. Uh, YouTube user says this is a really long one-word speech. 30,000 for Dynaplaster sold. Sold. It's the greatest game ever.
Bit of a jump, isn't it, from $5 to $10 a game to 30 grand?
Yeah.
But it's worth it if you get to play Dino Blaster. And it may be the last game you ever play if you play it in your car.
Could be. Sweet and Tender, I guess he's trying to figure out who Amico Chan is. I don't know who Amico Chan is, but I can tell you what the guy who helped me get my Amico all set up. I got a real big thanks uh, to what the hell's his name, Laser Active guy,
Oh yeah,
uh, Tommy Amico,
Zero.
Tommy Zero. However you want to refer to him, he's the one who hooked me up. He has like 6 engineers. They were reverse engineering the Amico. Once I gave them the specs, they were able to get that shit done. So be on the lookout for the Intellivision N television, not Intellivision, N television zero, coming soon.
I'm glad Tommy Zero turned out to be more real than Tommy Tallarico did.
I dyna blast your mom last night, Trebek.
Who is Trebek? Who is that?
You don't know who Alex Trebek is? He was the
No.
host of Jeopardy,
Right, a game show. Right,
a
okay.
game show. And they did a Saturday Night Live skit in which Sean Connery would be one of the celebrity guests, and he's always cracking jokes about Trebek's mom. Like whatever
Okay.
the answer is, he'd be like, I took your mom to Rome last night, Trebek. So now that's like a joke in the community.
Okay.
There's no Amico, only Zool. Tommy Zero is amazing. I wish he would come back. I miss Tommy Zero. I would put Tommy if Tommy Zero was here right now, I would drop him a link so we can talk about how great the Intellivision Zero is. That's how bereft of quality Amico content we are.
Maybe he's lurking. Are you lurking, Tommy Zero? Come on in.
All right, so 4 months ago, over 4 months ago now, was the last time that Phil Adam sent us the little email update. He apparently was supposed to let us know something about the BBG Entertainment deal. The details were going to be announced at a later date. 4 months later, nothing. And he's talking about it was a development for the games Dynablaster and Brain Duel. And wouldn't you know it, Dynablaster and Einstein Brain Duel, uh, they're the ones that are on HoloRide. Ain't that amazing?
That is amazing.
And you know who works for HoloRide?
Is it Hans Ippich?
It is. Isn't it weird that Hans Ippich, the guy who used to be in charge of Intellivision, is now the guy working for HoloRide, and now two of the games from Germany that Hans helped get the grants for now ended up on the HoloRide system in which Hans works for.
That is
Isn't that weird? It's like a coincidence. It's almost like when Phil Adams just showed up as part of the Coleco Chameleon team, and then he was like on the Intellivision Amico team. It's like the coincidence in this video game industry is so crazy. It's mind-boggling.
A lot of coincidences.
Yeah. All right. So one of the primary goals of the small pilot run was to uncover any issues in the production pipeline before starting a larger production run. They did catch one significant problem, according to the email. It says diagnosing this issue and implementing a solution was a significant effort and caused a delay. The symptoms pointed to a bug in the controller firmware. But that was not the case. The problem was an order of operations issues when provisioning the console on the production line with its unique identifiers and security keys. I don't know how the symptoms would point to a bug in the controller firmware, right?
Yeah. I forgot about this WordSoup email.
Because this is supposed to be production, right? Production and manufacturing have nothing to do with software, right? This isn't supposed to be the software manufacturing. This is supposed to be the actual physical product just being put together.
Yeah.
So how could you have a bug and go, man, something's wrong with the software? Oh, wait a minute. No, this was just the problem is actually the unique identifiers and security keys for when we put it on the production line. Those two things are not related. Those are like in two totally separate areas. It's like being like, you know what? We thought it was the engine. Turns out it was actually the tires that were the problem. It's like, so we put the tires on backwards. And you're like, why did you think it was a fucking engine? So I don't know. I still have no idea what the hell that was all trying to say. They said it was resolved and the path was clear to finish the pilot run in the next few weeks.
Yeah. And when was that? October.
That was in October. Spoiler alert: no word on that pilot run being finished. Are you shocked? Are you guys shocked by this?
Not really.
Oh, Justy, I gave your mom some BBC entertainment last night, Trebek. Tommy O's opinion, an opinion of only Tommy O, says, uh, LMAO, what a coincidence, all these scammers working together over and over.
Well, it was a coincidence that when Phil Adams said, when he found out he was on the board of directors for the Coleco Chameleon, and then it was even more of a shock when he said he had no idea what was going on in the company.
He had no idea. He was just, really good friends.
He was innocent.
With Mike Kennedy, worked on several Mike Kennedy projects, was heavily involved in several Mike Kennedy ventures, was a neighbor of Mike Kennedy, somehow got his name on the board of directors for the Coleco Chameleon, but poor Phil Adams he's the fucking Mr. Magoo of the video game. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't see shit.
But it wasn't Mike Kennedy's fault either. It was Mr. Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah, mysterious Mr. Lee.
Mr. Bruce
Didn't
Lee.
Jesus have his own film where it's coming out? Huh? PP's shocked. He's shocked Amico isn't on the 100% on the up and up. I'm shocked too.
Not shocked, just disappointed.
How can you be disappointed? You would have had to have some sort of hopes to begin with.
I did, right at the beginning, at the very beginning, when Smash JT said, now this is how a company's really run. And he took us for a tour of the offices, and I thought, this is going to work. And then 3 days later, I decided it wasn't.
All right, so the third point on the email was that we have another partnership deal that will ensure two of our most anticipated IPs. I don't think any of the IPs were really anticipated.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Like Cloudy Mountain's been getting quite a lot of people want to play that, but apparently that's on its way. I hear from somewhere.
That's what I hear. Will be available across multiple platforms as well as Amico. The details of that relationship will be announced at a later date or a later time. Still waiting on that 4 months later. The target for these IPs is simultaneously or later with the Amico release. Oh, so that means these IPs are never coming out because the Amicos are never coming out. And then, of course, Phil Adams ended with, given that we have a limited number of Amico units initially, these partnerships will get the games into more hands who have been waiting to play while helping to get out the word to a larger audience. As stated above, we are doing everything we can to make sure that we have a stable system before starting production. That is a key milestone in moving forward. Guys, 8/30/2022. Almost 2 years after the original release date, which means 4 years thereabouts from when it was announced, they still don't have a stable system. 4 years. And they don't have a system that's stable enough for them to start production. Which flies in the face of doing a test run. Why would you start doing a test run on a process, but you don't have a stable system?
That's why you had to send two to DJC, so they've got, because it's two half systems, isn't it?
Yeah, I am a.
That's what I thought it was. I thought some games didn't work on one, and
well, that's what Tommy said. According to Tommy and other people, certain games worked well with certain firmware, and certain games work better with other firmware, and that's why certain Amicos would have, like they would play, say, Evil Knievel and Dino Blaster on that Amico, and then this other one would have Astro Blast or Astro Smash and Skiing, for instance, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I feel is the issue with why DJC got two Amicos. It's probably because either they weren't working well on the one, or it just totally like conked out. What are those Amico exclusives for Earthworm Jim again? There are none. It was never a game. It never existed. Mike Micah tried to sell the animation as an NFT at one point. Hey, what's up, console fanboy? I actually told Psychic Max about your love song to Misclick the other day. We were listening to that. He said it was cringe, but in a good way.
That was cool, man.
Yeah. Potion says he's feeling fat, eating 3 times a day in here because there's nothing else to do. Well, good. You're so skinny. You need.
Yeah. Gotta get your strength up, man.
31 viewers, and Tony says 37 now. If you put Amico on the title, it doesn't work anymore. I mean, it's just my winning personality. I'm so boring and untalented and uninteresting to hear and listen to that 37 of you decided to stop in to hear what I had to say about the Amico in
Well,
2023.
it's not just Amico in the title. What did you write?
The Intellivision Amico
There
2023
was
State of the Console.
no
address.
clickbait. Yeah, no clickbait in that title.
Yeah.
Although I did see what you put on Twitter. That was a bit clickbaity.
Yeah, Twitter was a little clickbait.
But that's okay.
Adam Wilson wants to know, were you legit interested in the Amico when it was announced? I was not around when it was announced. I didn't hear about it till, I want to say, 2019,
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
Saviour. I heard
Yeah.
about it when when Smash JT spoke about it in a video when he was speaking positively about it. So he'd already been critical, gone past going and visiting Tommy, having a ride in his Ferrari, and then getting on side with it. And that's when I heard about it.
I think I heard about it maybe a couple weeks before then. Because what had happened was Tommy was doing the whole um, Roblox thing with the oof sound.
All right.
And I heard about that. And because,
Trying to get his name attached to it.
games journalist doing the thing. So I was looking into that, looking up some cases, some precedent. See, that's how stupid I am, right? Again, because Tommy Tellerico actually had a name, like some sort of name recognition, and his name wasn't Mud at that point. That when he said that he was, looking into suing Roblox, I took it serious, and I was looking up cases and precedent and trying to see if he had any legitimate claim because of the time frame, how long it was, how long the clip is. There was never a question whether or not the oof came from him. It was just like, oh yeah, why would Tommy lie at that point, right? That's how
So
stupid
he
I was.
wasted your time.
I did waste my time.
You blamed him for wasting your time.
So I did all that, right? And then Tommy did a video with somebody, and in the comments, I just I made some comments like I do, and then Tommy, like he does, replied and said, no, he's got better lawyers than Roblox. This multi-billion-dollar company has shittier lawyers than uh, a millionaire, quote unquote, Tommy Tellerico. I said, okay. I said, but Tommy, I looked up, case law and precedent, and there's other cases similar to this where um, the judges in California, mind you, were like, hey, it took you so long to realize that your IP was stolen. It was music, right? That we're not going to award it to you, right? We're basically going to say, well, it's too bad. It took you 10 years. And now Tommy's was like 15 years, right?
Yeah.
Roblox. So I was like, you got that working against you. And that's when like Tommy's not, don't worry. My lawyers are the best lawyers. I got nothing but the best lawyers. No one got lawyers like my lawyers. My lawyers are so good. They're the greatest lawyers. They're super the best lawyers. No one's ever lawyered like Tommy's lawyers. So I was like, okay. So then I wrote my story, and I was like, well, Tommy is basically going to sue Roblox because he's got really good lawyers, right? So then Tommy goes, I never said I was suing Roblox. I said, fucker, why would you mention lawyers? Right? You brought the lawyers up, not me. And you were telling me how great your lawyers were. To me, that sounds like you're gearing up to sue somebody, right?
Yeah, but he said, did he not say that he went to them with an offer and they lowballed him
Yeah,
with a return offer? Maybe that's as far as he went. Maybe he wasn't.
I don't think he even
But
went
then it's
there.
Tommy, isn't it? So
Yeah,
he would have came out saying, "I'm going to sue your ass,"
so
etc.
so he basically implied in the interview and in the comments that he's suing. Then he said I was a liar. He's not going to sue, and that's what I was like. Well, who is this guy, right? Because I didn't really know who Tommy Tellerico was. I just heard other people saying how great he was. So I looked into him, and that's when I discovered the Amico. And that's when I fell down the Amico rabbit hole. And for a brief period, to actually get back to the original question, for a brief period, I was interested because I said, well, this is going to be a 2D system. I like 2D shooters. I like 2D beat 'em ups, platformers, right? I saw potential in there, right? I said, it's not going to be the greatest system, obviously. It's not going to compete with the Nintendo Switch or the PlayStation. But I said, hey, this could be a neat, little thing. It's going to be cheap. Maybe it'll have some, like, indie developers putting their games on it. Like a nice stepping stone console.
And then you saw the specs.
And then he started running his mouth. Then I read the Atari Age forum. I went back, right? Because, by 2019, he already had been there for like a year, shitting up the fucking thread. So I went back and I read it from the first post until, you know, current day at that time. And I was like, this guy's full of shit. Full of shit. And the first post that Tommy made was when I was like, this guy's full of shit. It was the very first post. Because he goes, I've been a lurker. And he put quotation marks around lurker. I've been a lurker for a long time here in Atari Age. And I said, bullshit. No, you haven't. You're not the kind of person that lurks. I've seen you in YouTube comments, commenting and replying to everybody and their mother, right? So there's no way in hell that you were in Atari Age lurking for years without so much as making a comment. Bullshit. So there you go. And that's my story. How did you become interested in the Amico, Pimbar?
Well, it was when so I followed what was happening with the Chameleon all the way through that disaster, and then the VCS. And even though that released, like I said at the time, it was struggling to get out of the factory in China. Um, I don't remember Smash JT trying to get an interview with him or anything like that. I don't remember him getting rejected, but I remember him turning on them quite heavily in one of his videos. I did used to watch him quite a lot. I was never subbed to him at the time. And then that's when he mentioned this company, and it's like I say, it was like a year into after the announcement. I hadn't seen any of the investment pitches or anything like that. That all came later after I started watching your channel. Um, and yeah, I fell down the rabbit hole as well when I started finding out what this guy. I never heard of this guy before. I've heard his voice obviously in F1 Gym, but I never knew who he was. But that's when I realised who this guy was and what he was all about. And from the very beginning, from day one, from the moment I heard the first interview with the guy, I knew he was a narcissist. And I just thought, this guy's a bullshitter. And sure enough,
Sure enough.
as time went on, it was more and more. And although everything that H Bomber guy said in his video was just collated stuff that everybody around here has said, when he puts it together like that, it really shows how bad Tommy Tallarico is, in all honesty. But I hope his follow up is all original. I hope he goes and gets it like interviews from people that things that none of us know about. That would be quite good because I want to see more of it. That video was excellent.
Yeah, there's a couple of interviews. I want to see him get the dick interview because Tommy goes a little crazy on the Dick Show, and I think that was one of the funniest. Why Tommy got on the Dick Show and thought, yes, I'm going to, you know, uh, promote my family-friendly console on the Dick Show.
Yeah. But what I mean is, H Bomber guy said he had people come forward with stories we haven't heard yet. Those are the stories I want to hear. You know, people who Tommy shafted over the years with money.
I don't know. I've heard stories. A lot of it is really hard, right? Because if you're gonna do stuff, you need evidence, right? You can't, it's fun to go, hey, I heard this and that, and make a little stupid, Tommy O video or a Reddit post, or to even come out here because we're like fucking nobodies, right?
You said it.
And realistically, we have 32 people watching.
In the grand scheme of things, yeah,
in the grand scheme of things,
this is nothing.
There's nothing. This is a drop in the bucket, right? H Bomber guy makes a video and he's putting in, hey, this guy said X, Y, and Z about Tommy. There could be issues. There could be issues. Especially when, things that have happened 30, 40 years ago, no proof. Now, responsible journalists wouldn't do that. Will H Bomber guy do it? I don't know.
I hope so. I hope he
Tommy
does.
Tommy. You didn't know Tommy was on the Dick Show? Oh man, there's a whole story with that. And I'll tell you that. We're gonna listen to this, and then we'll.
Is this Console Fanboys song?
Yeah, this Console Fanboy song.
Tell me, baby, do you have the time to just play with me? With your Xbox or Nintendo? You got a PlayStation, just let me know. Let me know. Gonna give you my Switch code, gonna play all day long. SW0808668561977. You should be my Zelda, I can be your Link. Baby, you should think about it. Fly you to my island, we can have a drink. Baby, you should think about.
This shit gets stuck in my head. I'm fucking humming it. I'm gonna be later like think like motherfucking. This is catchy.
Is that how Sidekick Max knows about it? Because you've been singing it.
I played the video for him. We were watching Muppets Most Wanted. I love Muppets Most Wanted, especially when the evil Kermit is singing "I'm Number One." Spoiler alert. And I'm like, you want to hear something cringy, something real cringy? And I was like, Console Fanboy. And he's like, oh, this is cringe, but at the same time, it's good. And I'm like, yeah, like it takes talent to be cringe, but at the same time, like competent.
Yeah, I don't really play Animal Crossing anymore. I got like 500 hours, but I got all the gold nuggets you'll ever need. It's all for you. It's all laid out. Just come on through. It's all for you. Joy-Cons or joystick doesn't really matter as long as you're touching it. Misclick, I want it. We can play anytime, just let me know. Let me know. Gonna give you my Switch code, gonna play all day long.
All right, that's enough. We're losing. We're losing.
What is that? I don't know if Console Fanboy's still in the chat, right? But what is that legit reaction to that she's crying about there? That's obviously not her listening along to this song, is it?
No.
Does he? Do you know? Did he tell you what it was she was crying about at the time on Twitch?
I think it's just old videos.
There's probably something really horrible to her.
It's like my mom died. It's like, let me clip that.
You clipped it out.
All right. I guess people have never seen this. So we're going to go over it. We're going to watch the 36-minute Dick Show interview of Tommy Tallarico.
Oh, shit. Are we gonna keep pausing this?
We always do. We are. This is going to be like a 45-minute. Gary might show up eventually.
I think Gary's at 4% now.
Yeah. All right. So backstory, before we get into this, because I know Vito. Vito is on the Dick Show. And there's a gentleman by the name of Papa Vito on Reddit. He also has a YouTube channel, Papa Vito.
Is he Vito's dad?
He's not. And he's not Vito either. So the Dick Show said, hey, who do you want to see as a guest? Okay. So Papa Vito said, you should get Tommy Tallarico. Well, the guy who handles the guest thought that Papa Vito was Vito. So he goes, oh, well, Vito's recommending that we get Tommy Tallarico on. So they booked him.
Is Papa Vito a nobody?
He's a nobody. He's a complete. Just. I think he has like maybe 100 subs. He's like a complete blip on the radar.
He's 100 subs and the guy misread it as 100K.
No, it's just because of the name. If his name wasn't Papa Vito, he's got 25 subscribers right now. 25.
He's got Papa Vito's got 25. So he's got less than he had before.
Yeah. I don't think he had 100. Maybe I was just thinking that he had 100. Yeah, so.
Maybe he kept nuking his channel like Bob.
Maybe.
Starting again.
Because this is Papa Vito and his thoughts. It might be his second channel. Let me see. Well, you got one that has 30, one that has 25, one that has 5, 12. Yeah, so he's a nobody.
He's like me.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Evil is gifted a membership. If you're not a member, grab.
You got to grab it, yeah.
Yeah, all you got to do is allow gifts. You can join. Tommy wants to know, where did this nerd learn to sing like Boys to Men?
Who was it that said he's singing like R. Kelly? Was that Adam? That's not a sound you want to. That's not a sound you want to get.
That's why I said I want to pee on you. I want to pee on you. I want to piss on you. Pss, pss, pss. All right, here it is. Dick, please don't strike me.
Presenting.
Did you see the nooses?
No.
Oh God! Someone, let me see if Tommy.
Oh yeah,
totally
you
does
showed me
here.
this the other day. Those looked really intimidating, if I recall.
Very,
correctly.
very intimidating. Fake nooses.
But summing up, I definitely get why people would want those statues down. I
Because they
understand.
had shitty parents. That's why.
I understand.
All right, we're going to skip ahead to the Tommy part. We don't need to know about the fake nooses and the statues. Where the hell is the Tommy part?
Jesus, he didn't turn up to.
Did he just call in? I think he might have just called in. Fuck. Should have vetted this beforehand.
Around all the time. Did you see that one? Somebody got their MacBook stolen. Already, we put the.
And then, but
right,
here's
there he is.
Suck as much money, Nintendo Switch, and then
Kids.
Yeah, and then tries to. Do you have any opinions about me having kids? Let's start there.
You talked to Doug yet lately?
Do you have womb envy like your friend Doug? So I like your project because I love Earthworm Jim. I love the pixel game revolution that seems to be coming back. Like I love the style. I like simple stuff. I'm an old man, I'm 40 years old. I don't understand HUDs and I don't understand the bumpers at the top of the controller. I can't do it. I don't want to do it.
So there you go. Dick is the audience for the Amico. 100%.
What? Sorry for Tony for context. What month and year is this?
Oh, this is from 2 years ago. This is July 8th, 2020.
Right. So what would be happening around about then? They're a few months from launch then.
A few months.
At this point, right? Have they announced the delay yet or not?
I think maybe the delay was announced just prior.
Let's hope he addresses that in this interview.
I've never actually listened to this interview, so.
I don't know who any of these guys are, to be honest.
Oh, this is Dick Masterson. This is Ethan Ralph. I don't know who this gentleman is.
I've just realised they're all in the same room because he waved his hand in front of that other guy.
They are all in the same room.
complicated, isn't it? Getting complex. That's why I created Amico, because gaming has become so complicated, complex. The games are very, very long. You kind of like when you get a new game and you sit down, it's like, okay, I'm going to do this for the next 30 or 40 hours. It's going to be an adventure, and you almost start to feel guilty. The older
look at those guys, so interested.
He sounds like he's sick, doesn't he?
No, I think it's just the way it's coming through because he's calling in. This gentleman here is completely stoic. Ethan Ralph is looking at his phone. Dick's was just looking off into space.
We get, the more guilty we feel playing games. Like our dog wants to go for a walk, the kids want to go out, the wife wants to, and so we just want to bring it back to, when guys like me and you were growing up, it was simple. People would play together in the same room. It was like a Simple
Rick's commercial, right? Like I said, the Rick and Morty, we put the, Simple Rick's reference. Keep going. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't think Tommy gets the reference. 100%.
I don't get it either.
Rick and Morty.
All right, I don't watch Rick and Morty. The guy on the top left was literally shaking his head, though. Did you see him?
Yeah.
Rolling his eyes and shaking his head.
Dick was actually mad. He's like, what the hell, Vito? Why did you tell me to put this guy on the show? And that's when Vito's like, I know I did it. And that's how the whole Papa Vito thing was discovered.
Yeah, and so that's really kind of, bringing back those old school retro mentalities, no blood and violence and bad language and sexual content and nudity and all that stuff. Again, there's a lot of, and even to get into a game, like most people, there's 200 million hardcore gamers in the world.
Yeah.
That's PlayStation.
Look how confused Dick looks.
So he has no idea who this guy is, right? This is just
no fucking
a suggestion
idea.
from Vito. Right? His fucking face. He does the
Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and then like the PC, hardcore PC gamers. There's 200 million people who do that. But there's 3 billion people that play simple, hyper-casual mobile games. And so what we're trying to do is kind of be the bridge in between in the home console, because the problem with mobile, of course, is that it's solitary. It's you with your head buried in a phone. And of course,
and it hurts. It sucks to play. Like, it hurts your fingers after a while. I don't like
not a great controller.
I think it's limiting.
And the other big thing, though,
not a great controller, but we made the Amico controller like a phone.
He was taking notes before. Did you see him?
Yeah, I think
he was giving him figures. He was taking notes. Papa Pete Vito.
He's like, fucking fire Vito. No longer allowed on the show.
Though, is that it really, all of the games are designed to suck as much money out of you as possible. Yeah. And if they're not sucking money out of you, then you're going to get hit with a 30-second ad every 3 minutes. And
I think Ethan's right here playing a fucking mobile game. It's like, yeah, whatever, fucking time. You fuck up.
Loot boxes, and you're going to get pop-up windows, and they're going to sell your data, and it's just become kind of crazy. So that's why we created this system the way we did. Get rid of all that stuff. All the games are $9.99 or less. It's the first video game system that comes with 2 full controllers.
That's fucking interesting. You thought that the interview with Rich was just letting Tommy talk. They're just like, fucking get it over with. Forget pushback. They're not even in the same fucking room. They're like, whatever, Tommy, just.
All of our content.
Not a core system then? Do you remember that shit, Sean?
Yeah, then you had to buy everything separately.
Yeah, Ralph, do you remember the introduction of the core system?
So you can play it.
It's so they could keep the price the same and fuck you out of more money.
No, I know. So it's like you had to buy extra stuff so you could play it. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
They make money off the peripherals usually. That's why.
And the licensing.
Exactly. We wanted to just have an all-in-one thing. So not only does it come with 2 full controls.
That was like the most excitement. Hey, remember core systems?
Do you remember?
Got member berries?
Do you remember them?
I fucking hate how the new controller hurts your hands. I need an NES controller where Intellivision original is so comfortable. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tellerico's one-way conversations. Yes, Tommy did forget that the mobile phone is a communication device, primarily. It's not a gaming device. I remember.
controllers. The first video game console that has done that since 1990. The Super Nintendo was the last.
Did you catch that, by the way, Finbar?
What did he say?
Okay.
The last one that bundled 2 controllers was the Super Nintendo, did he say?
Yeah, but that's not what I was talking about. Tommy actually started that. They distracted with the core system, and then he just continued in where he left off into his spiel.
Okay, so he's got it ready.
One.
Yeah. So he was just like in Tommy mode. Like, okay, stop. Okay, they're done talking. I can go back to fucking.
They came with 2 controllers.
Yeah,
It really is.
30 fucking years.
Oh
Can you
man.
believe it? And but here's the cool thing is that you can also take your mobile device and you can download our free app and you can connect up to 8 mobile phones to the system as well. So if you did want to play some of the simpler like party games or something, you can hook up to 8 phones automatically right out of the box. So it's again, my 2 biggest things is I want to provide value and trust. That's it. I'm not, money isn't the most important thing.
If I ever get a chance to talk to Dick, I'm going to ask him what was more painful, when he got pushed over and smacked his head at the rock at the Dave Chappelle protest, or listening to Tommy Tallarico talk.
What happened to him?
He was at the Dave Chappelle, the big Dave Chappelle protest with Vito. He was there.
I remember Vito mentioning he was getting verbal abuse.
Yeah, well, Dick got pushed and he fell and hit his head on like one of those big, like it was like a ball statue thing.
Shit! Did his head crack open?
Not completely. I think he got a concussion.
Shit, that's bad enough. Was this before or after that?
After.
So he's having to listen to this interview while mentally damaged.
No. The interview was before.
Right,
yeah,
okay. The interview was before.
Those don't count. Don't you know that, Ninja Kitty? Those are not 2 controllers on the Switch. They're half controllers.
Yeah.
Also, any of the plug and
controls.
Yeah, the plug and play also does not count. Plug and play don't count. It's only dedicated consoles that count.
My grandfather would always tell me, if you provide trust and value to someone, then the success and the money that comes later. But it should never be your.
Was that before or after Tommy's father declared bankruptcy on his business? Just curious.
Focus. And I think most video game companies have gotten away from that. It's all about the bottom line, all about the dollar. And so we're just coming at it a different way. Say, you know what? Let's build.
Is fucking Ethan sleeping?
Who's Ethan, the one in the bottom left?
Yeah. He's got his eyes closed and his hands together. His head's down. I think he's taking a fucking nap.
Build value and trust. And all of our games are 100% curated by us. So it's not
That's like Nintendo. That's like old school Nintendo. They were big on that.
Nintendo. Quality matters. Remember the Nintendo seal of quality?
Well, they wouldn't do Mortal Kombat for that reason too. Wasn't that like the first game that they violated their?
Right. That was one where they had to take out the blood. That was in the early 90s. Yeah. And again, that's kind of all gone now. Nintendo doesn't doesn't censor any of their stuff. There's a lot of adult content.
Here it comes.
There's Raid
on there, and they have like 1,000 games. So there's you can go on the Switch and buy a game for 4 cents. And so.
And that's bad. Was that supposed to be a negative that you could buy a 4 cents game on the Switch?
Yeah, what is he getting at? That's a good deal, right?
Fucking great deal.
So, but again, it's not to put down those other companies. I love Nintendo, I love Sony, I love Microsoft. It's just that this is what we're doing different. We're bringing it back to where games are quality over quantity.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a simple concept, but it's long.
Is there I'm wondering if there's a live chat. Damn, there's no live chat.
Adam, if he doesn't say rape again, then I won't believe he's got a script in front of him. If he does say it, I'll believe he's reading from a script at this point.
And they don't like Tommy, no. Yeah, I remember they were saying.
That Dick guy keeps on giving it the people's eyebrow every now and again, you'll notice. When he hears something that's a bit suspect, and then he writes something down. I think he's trying to collate a load of figures so he can try and come back and go. But earlier on, you said 2 million people were hardcore gamers, and now you're saying he's trying to catch him out.
Was this before or after not paying VGL people and smuggling money from his? This was after. It was after.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. If I remember, again, my memory is a little hazy, but if I remember, Dick and Vito mentioned that the chat, because these are live. I guess he doesn't save the chat, but I guess the chat when it was live was basically like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Shut this guy up! Why are you letting him talk?" Like, it was very negative.
What does, I'm not familiar with the show. What is Dick's subject matter usually? Is it retro gaming?
No, not at all. Just
tech.
No.
Entertainment.
I guess you would say.
Similar to Vito, then.
Yeah, you haven't you seen the what the hell's they do on Friday? The biggest problem in the universe.
Nah, I don't have time for that
it.
shit. I barely have enough time to come on your show, for fuck's sake.
Okay, never mind. Keep coming on our show. Don't worry about other things. He's just a comedian who says outrageous things, and
okay,
he's the opposite of the family friendly audience that Tommy wants.
Right.
It's interesting. First of all, I wrote down a couple things that you were saying here.
Here it comes.
As you were going, it's sometimes about money, the big game studios now, but it's also about politics, which I like. The Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 2.
Have you?
I didn't know they went into this shit.
Did you play that, or are you familiar with the controversy?
I haven't played it yet. No, and again, one of the reasons why is I just don't have the.
Blinded said Finbar needs to watch when Dick went on Dr. Phil as a troll.
Oh,
that's a good summary of Dick.
You've got to remind me later, Blinded, because I'm going to forget that now that you've said that. But remind me later, because I will watch it. Because I know who
time to put in that kind of time commitment to something. It's like, man, do I want to build a shed or play a game?
Yeah, when Red Dead 2 came out, my girlfriend sent me a meme one morning. I woke up to it. It was it said it was the guy telling a girlfriend, "I'll be down. I'll be in bed in 15 minutes," and then you hear, "That's all right, girl," and she's like lying awake in bed, all pissed off. I go, "That's all right," because I would play for like 6 hours, basically. Fuck you. So yeah,
actually, it's interesting you mentioned that one in particular. That was kind of the crossover for me because I loved Red Dead, the first one, so much, and then Red Dead 2 was like, okay, I had it in the shrink wrap, and then I waited for a weekend, and it was around Christmas because it sat shrink wrapped on my stairs for like 2 months, and then I finally I'm going to dedicate the day. The wife was going to be working that day and whatever, so I'm like, okay, and then
There he is, Gary. Come to rescue us.
Evening, Gary.
Tommy's
building
takes
a minute. It always takes a minute to.
Yeah. His phone's at 1%.
He's cranking it. He's got to. He's gone. It's gone.
He had just enough juice to pop in. He was
fucking cranking the battery up. He's watching his on his play date.
I opened the game, I put it in, and then it's like, it took me like 6 hours to just like install the thing. I'm like, you freaking kidding? So that day was
I've heard people complain about that. Well, I'll text my brother-in-law, hey, I'm coming up. I'm spending the night. Like, can you turn on the system now and start updating and downloading? Because we've been fucked over so
it's ready to go when I'm...
Yeah.
But then the thing was for me is that I played and I love the franchise, the folks who made, I mean, it's just a masterpiece, right?
Yeah.
But what I found is that, again, you don't have time like you used to. So like I played it for a couple hours, kind of felt.
What the fuck does Tommy do all day that he doesn't have time? The man's like 50 something, has no kids, has no business.
Well, I think at that point he was busy buying furniture. Things like that.
No, but I'm saying prior to that, right? Prior to this Amico.
Well, prior to that, he was air guitaring on stage and smuggling money over the border.
He's too busy smuggling money.
Yeah. And I can say that because it really happened that he got convicted. Gary?
Hey!
Hey, Gary.
Hey, he's here this time.
I am.
You didn't take the
And I
gifted sub. Why not, Gary?
And I brought my smug attitude with me.
Oh,
Take,
shit.
take Evil's gifted sub, Gary.
Oh, how do I do that?
You've got to. I can't remember. I can't remember how I did it. I did it by mistake and got one. I didn't mean it. You've got to allow gifted subs or something. You can click on a box.
Yeah.
One of these guys will know. I don't know.
I'll have to run through it, when we get off here.
No, it's not going to be there. It's in the chat until
You've got to catch it.
yeah.
Like a Pokemon.
Oh.
So the more people talk, the harder it is to catch that. Only his son call him Gary.
Are you guys gonna make me look through a whole thing? Is it really in
Not
here?
that long ago. It was only.
Yeah.
It was only like one full page ago.
Well, it's actually even less than that.
If you
Right where it
click on
says, just scroll up to where Blinded says I sent it in the DM chat. And it's right
Yeah,
there.
and then click on it, the thing above it that's in green, and it should say allow gift subs or gift memberships or something.
Yeah. Spam the chat.
It's
Evil
right
just
above
gifted it.
where he's.
He's done it again.
Yeah, Evil just gifted again. Thank
Why?
you. Evil.
Why? Like Adam and 56K and Midi. Why don't you just pick it up? We could be all members here.
We don't
Oh, I
offer
can't
many
see. I can't see it on here. I'm on. What am I doing? I'm dumb.
Are you on Playdate, Gary?
It's not going to show up on StreamYard, no.
That's a nice one, Pinbar.
So, what do you think about the interview on the Dick Show so far, Gary?
The Dick Show. I haven't seen this interview yet. What's going on with this video?
Have you not been watching the show that we're doing?
No, I've been charging my phone and not very well either because I'm only at 12%.
Fucking hell.
We need to. Everybody needs to donate $1 so we can buy Gary one of his quick chargers.
What have you got, Gary? A fucking Nokia 9610i?
No, it's the goddamn fucking there's like some kind of wicked fucking virus in this thing, and I can't get rid of it because there's some information that I can't like remember until I figure out. I'm gonna have to go through this fucking process. So for right now, like the brick I'm using, I don't know. There's a power charge issue, and I think it's because like my phone goes wonky. So like it sometimes will charge fine, and then other times like it'll drag. It'll be like on the charger for 3 hours and charge like 3%. So I don't know.
Maybe.
And just lately, last week has been awful.
Stop spending all your money on toys, Gary, and get yourself a new phone.
Yeah.
And then go back to the toys.
I have
You need
issues
the
with my
fucking
charger too,
phone.
Gary. But I wiggle the cord until I see that it's charging. Then
It's not that. There's a power there's a setting where you got like fast charging on your phone, okay? And I don't understand how to like get my phone to fast charge, and this is what it is.
Does it
there's
say
like
slow
a-
charging, Gary?
Yes, but here's the problem.
No.
My phone has a mind of its own. It'll fucking.
Why you cut me? I didn't even say anything other than ask you a question.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
All I was gonna say was sometimes my phone would say slow charging, and I would just unplug it and then plug it back in, and it's like okay.
I know I do that. Trust me, Tony.
That's all I was gonna say. That was literally it.
You don't even need to do that. You can just turn that off in the settings.
Yeah,
I
but
just
what I'm
Googled
saying
the
is
Dick
the phone has a goddamn mind of its own. It will turn shit on my phone, turn it off. It will randomly turn my phone off and literally start putting fucking words in I don't type, letters. It does all kinds of crazy shit. It has a mind of its own. I need a new phone.
All right, two things.
Oh,
One, 56 says, how do you lose files when everything is uploaded to the cloud? And two, everyone says you should stop going on prawn sites.
Are you on Android or iOS, Gary?
Can't give that.
On Android?
I'm on Android.
All right.
I had
Gary's
one of
phone
those like
battery
baseless
and
charger
Smoke Alarm
things.
Battery Problems podcast. Yeah.
Me and batteries, damn it. All right, let's get on with this. Enough about
Gary's
me.
phone got hacked by Telerico, confirmed. All right.
Felt guilty because it was on a weekend. And okay, so I put it down, come back 3-4 days later, and I'm like, I couldn't remember any of the controls. I'm like, what the hell is all these buttons?
I thought he said he didn't play.
He is literally playing a game, him in the bottom left.
Yeah.
He's got his phone in the fucking landscape mode, like.
Yeah. But Tommy just said that he turned the game on and he couldn't play it because it took so long to update, right?
Yeah.
Then he came back 3 days later and he didn't remember the controls for a game he never played.
Story checks out.
Yeah.
Do and this, and I
really can't do the bumpers. Like my nephews can
Shoulder
do
buttons.
them. Yeah, the shoulder buttons. I can't. I cannot. If there's a move mapped to them, I just won't do it.
It's because they're new generations. They're
So Dick's never played an FPS game, I guess. I think Dick is just lying.
Whoa.
I think Dick is just trolling Tommy. It's just like egging Tommy on at this point.
Back in the day, in FPSs, the bumpers weren't your fire button, it was your regular buttons. It's only I wouldn't say recent, but it's only a sort of PlayStation 3 onwards thing that started happening, didn't it?
Yeah. Ninja Kitty says, if someone donates $20, I can send my kid's VTech tablet to Gary. It's bright pink and has a cat case. Guy is 40. He's 100% Xbox COD bro. I think, yeah, Adam's right. Dick is just being Dick. I think Dick is just egging Tommy on and like saying what he wants to hear to see how far he can push Tommy.
hands are actually different.
I think
They've actually evolved different.
I think their tendons are like developed
There's
different.
an extra tendon in their index fingers to have more dexterity with the
I've
shoulder
jerked off
buttons.
too much and shot those tendons.
Yeah,
They're all stretched out.
You have a claw,
Family friendly.
basically,
Well,
and that's
have you seen the new thing though? Is to put buttons on the back as well now. So they're on the back of the controller. You can buy
God.
add-ons to put them on the back.
I know.
So
I have a controller with that. It had some dumb name, and I don't get it. I don't know where to even assign. Okay, I wanted to ask you some stuff. You've had a long history
Of lying and telling stories and taking credit.
Which console has a button on the back? The only one I remember is the N64.
None of them. They sell these little clip-on things, so you could add extra buttons on the back.
Right.
Well,
It's
they're talking
basically-
about like the Elite controllers. Those Elite controllers have those little kind of things you push with your fingers right around the handles.
Yeah. What's up, drink a beer and play a game? He says Dick is totally just playing it up for Tommy. He plays current gen all the time.
I mean, the Wii controller had a button on the back, I guess. The ZL or whatever the fuck it was.
The Elite controller has them. That expensive one. That one that they always compare to the Amico controller in price.
The Xbox one.
Yeah.
Is that the one that's like $120?
Yeah, that's the one.
Plus, if you take into account like PlayStation 4 and 5 have, I mean, it's been since PlayStation 4 they've had that touch deal on the back, right?
No, it's on the front.
Vita. No, wasn't there or is that the Vita I'm thinking of? They didn't have that on the back of a PlayStation controller, like touch on the back.
No.
Oh, that is on the front?
Unless you were holding
Okay,
your
so I'm
controller
thinking-
backwards.
Well, then I'm thinking of the Vita.
Maybe that's
The
why you
Vita
had trouble
those.
with the games, Gary, because the controller was upside down. You had the touchscreen on the bottom.
But only cool controllers have got a crank. Right?
Yeah. He said Vita had touch on the back. Vita, Gary.
That's what I've been saying.
No, you said regular. Then you said you kept going back and forth. I've never played
And
Vita.
I said Vita. And I said
I
Vita,
wouldn't
too.
know. I didn't play Vita. How am I supposed to know something? You're like, I'm not sure. And I'm like, well, fuck if I know. And then you get
Well,
mad at me.
I was asking about PlayStation.
Right. They didn't have it on a PlayStation. I know PlayStation Vita is technically
No, but you
the
said
name.
it was in the. No, you said it was in the front though. That's the same thing
Yeah,
that's on the
the
back.
PlayStation
Vita
has
is in
a
the front
touchpad on the front.
Right. That was since PlayStation 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Jesus.
That's what I'm
Let's
saying.
move on.
Yeah, we're only
Yeah.
15 minutes in. Come on.
Yeah.
I think
Green
this last,
game
like,
dev, but
6 months,
specifically
you guys have just been really ribbing me.
What?
These last 6 months, you guys just really wanting to rib me.
Oh. Yeah, Tony don't play Vita, only Vita. I actually wanted a Vita, but then it like died like before I could get one. It was back in my poor days. When I was poor. So I never got a Vita.
I didn't think anybody had one of them.
Just like there was like a PlayStation Go. It's like, what? That was a thing.
Yeah, they're super like popular now because you can't fucking find them or you can't get anything for them.
Gary's always drunk. Is that the problem?
The
Only the
PSP was
days
more
that ended
popular,
wine.
wasn't it?
Oh yeah, because the PSP came
Yeah.
out first and it had better games. But the fucking what the hell do they call those little disc?
The UMDs, yeah.
Yeah, the UMDs
UMDs
were
were
shit.
really
Stupid.
they were shitty. And the biggest thing that made the PSP popular was the fact that, you know,
You
it's
put porn on
rival
it.
the DS. Well, yeah, you could. Well, you couldn't use the internet until I thought like the 2000 or whatever.
What are you talking about?
Model. I'm
As
not.
soon as I got the Vita, you could use the internet. You could download shit. You could put pictures on
Well,
it.
Vita,
Movies.
PSP.
Yeah, I got one. I never watched porn on it. I know other people that did.
Well, I'm talking about an
Yeah.
original model.
Tony was
I think
Tony was
came out
jacking off over it day one.
2004, but
You could hold it sideways. It's like a second cock. I mean, for,
All right,
for
continue.
non-white guys, maybe. I mean, it's kind of big. But can Gary see the chat? I don't think he can.
Don't talk.
Is your kid there? While we're making
Yes.
these dirty jokes. Jeez.
Say hi.
Hi.
What's up,
Hi.
little Gary?
He just got here. Here, put
Did
it
you
in
get a
your
lot
ear.
of good things for
Put it in.
Christmas?
Hi, Gary.
Tell them what you got for Christmas. Did you get a lot of sweet stuff? Would
I got Ninja Turtles.
You got them or Gary got them and he just pretended like they're yours?
Gary got me for Christmas. And I got the turtle wrap.
So he got a bunch of turtle stuff, but he got a bunch of stuff. So he got what other stuff? You got Switch games. Oh,
Wait,
we'll tell him.
Akido.
Okay, really quick.
Akido.
We'll cap up the whole thing. So I got really lucky and found a sealed Skylanders for Switch, which is incredibly expensive. That runs $320.
and I got new Skylanders.
So
people.
he ended up getting my copy for Christmas because I'm going to sell the box copy and go and buy me another used copy for like half the price.
Tommy
No, but
Uyumiko
we
says you should go to sleep, little Gary.
He says it's sleeping time.
You will go to sleep.
Okay, now
Or I will push you to sleep.
Real quick, everyone wants you to say that Gary is the best dad.
I wish Gary was my dad.
they asked you, "Am I the best dad?" Damn right.
Is he the best,
Who's
Gary?
the best dad? You're the best dad in the whole world in the galaxy.
Bring it down a notch. You just lose my AirPod.
Poor kid, no Amico. Yeah, dad is the best, Gary.
Are you sad that the Amico didn't
Hold up,
come out
can I
this?
tell them all?
Tell him.
Can I tell
Tell him. Are you sad that the Amico didn't come out in 2022? Really? Are you? Are you much happier with your Switch? Yeah. Okay,
Hello?
you're cut off.
Hello.
Your 5 seconds of fame. What do you have to say?
Knock, knock.
Who's
Who's
there?
there?
This ain't a racist joke.
Your mom is here.
Your mama's here, Trebek.
Oh, you're cut off.
That was the comedic stylings of little Gary. What the hell is his name? I always call him little Gary, but what the hell is his name, Gary? Or you don't have to if you don't want to.
Little Gary making more sense than Big Gary.
They said, "What's your name?"
Oh,
What is it?
oh,
Stop being a goofball and say it.
oh.
It's
What?
it's Waylon.
Like Smithers? Waylon Smithers?
No.
Waylon Einer Smith Lee.
Mom named him after Waylon Jennings.
What?
All right. Well, little Waylon, it was great having you. But we got don't dox him, Gary. Yeah, it's too late. Gary already doxed him. He's happy with the Switch, but he really isn't.
Shut up.
All right. So, Waylon, does Gary, does he say a lot of mean things when he's drunk?
Shaking his head, yes. Get out of here.
Do you got to take away Gary's happy juice? Mom was a moonshiner. He wants a Malibu Stacy.
Deep cuts.
Deep cuts, yeah. Waylon, who broke the crank? Is he the one that broke the crank, Gary? All right, let's get back to the interview.
You've had a long history in game dev, but specifically on this, I think it's interesting because it has like, I'm sure you know this, but it has this story around it, or all these people, or this attitude about it, like people actively want your product to fail.
Oh, he knows about that. Doesn't know anything else about it, but he knows about that.
Did he know you at this point?
No.
Right. Who's going after him at this point then?
Oh, Tommy. Does Tommy know? Yeah, Tommy.
Right. So you were going after him at this point.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe he'll name drop you. Have you seen this interview?
Maybe. That'd be interesting.
You know what I mean? Like they are.
Well,
they feel good about saying it's not going to work. And
why?
I don't know. Because
I know exactly why.
Why?
Why?
Because you've been so goddamn arrogant about it, Tommy. That's why, you moron.
This is 2020, Tommy. This is a while ago. This is before we all knew the level of Tomminess.
No, we
racist.
We knew.
Yeah, they're racist. Gaming racist. Who like porn on the Switch.
Like Vito.
Like Vito.
No, here's the thing. Here's the issue. Okay, there was those of us who were like, yeah, it'll probably not work, but we weren't like fucking. We weren't screaming it from the fucking, the rafters. Okay,
Because
Pat and weren't screaming it from the rafters. It wasn't until he fucking opened his mouth and started spewing his more bullshit when people really started catching on.
All right.
Clearly, we went
real quick.
Go ahead.
Dick, whatever Dick says here in this section, or pretty much the entire show, he's not being serious. Okay.
Oh, okay.
He's just trying to egg
the main guy here in blue shirt.
Yeah, that's the main guy. He's trying to egg Tommy on. That's part of like what he does.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He must at least know what kind of character he's dealing with, and he must have looked a bit into Tommy.
Yeah. Well,
or does he do this with everybody?
He just said he does it with everybody, but he just said that Vito tries, wants the system to fail. So Vito probably talked to him after they booked him on the show.
Vito, a guy who comes into the show all the time. Like, they seem almost to have contempt for your product because they think that it's stupid that you're even doing it. But all of the things you're saying, I know you're a marketing guy, but all the things that you're saying make sense to me.
Yeah, and I'm not a marketing guy, really. I'm talking from the heart. It's like, look.
Well, the best marketing guys do.
It's not a lie if you believe it.
Yeah. Oh, he cracked the code.
Hey, is he live in the studio there with them?
No. Tommy's on the phone.
This is okay. Gotcha.
Which one did you think was Tommy?
No, I seen like a head or something sway in front of, I think, the bottom left guy.
Yeah, that's him. That's Dick waving himself in front of this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's sitting directly in front of him.
Okay, I just couldn't tell whether Tommy was in there with them, or if these guys are from Cali or what. But
I'm not angry. I'm just passionate.
The system isn't for everyone. No one's gonna, just like the Switch isn't for everyone, just like the PlayStation 4 isn't for anyone. But it's also important to note though that there is, always.
I do have to agree with Tommy right there on one thing. The Switch is not for everyone, especially Ninja Kitty and
especially people that like good games on the Steam Deck. Gotcha.
Yeah, but he also said the PlayStation 4 isn't for anyone, if you listen back.
Yeah, he did. I think he misspoke. Come on. I know it's hard to give Tommy the benefit, but I think.
No excuses.
That was his Joe Biden moment. Give him a break.
The massive silent majority, we have so much outstanding. So I'll give
the silent majority of gaming. All these old people, they want a game, but they just can't.
Give you an example. You go on our YouTube channel and you look at any of the big trailers and things that we put out, and you'll see 100,000 views and maybe 200 dislikes, right?
Yeah.
Now because people can say, oh, well, you're going to control you can delete comments and this and that. Well, you can't control, and you'll see negative comments, but it's literally like less than 5%.
Yeah.
And so
I don't believe him.
I don't either. I think we've already cracked this.
We already cracked the code on this one?
Yeah,
Sure.
this wives' tale, yeah.
Also, just for, I know there was a lot of people that were like, "Hey, that picture of Joe Biden with the Amico right over his face is pretty amusing." That's Donald Trump, not Joe Biden. Spoiler alert. I don't know how people could mistake Donald Trump's masculine, authoritative body for sleepy Joe Biden.
I mean, Biden's half his size. I didn't really look at the picture too much, to be honest.
I think it's just people that aren't real Americans that just didn't notice. Like Finbar gets a pass because he's not an American. But any real American who saw that picture and thought that was Joe Biden, just turn in their card. Fucking.
Yeah, but I mean, I know who Donald Trump and Joe Biden are. And to be fair, Donald Trump's head does look like an Amico.
A little bit.
A wood grain Amico.
All right, let's get back into it.
So you really start to wonder, so are the people who are complaining and who are all upset because of a video game machine they've never played?
Yeah.
Is that really the majority? The answer is an overwhelming no.
Well, again, the likes were not very much higher than the dislikes, and we know that Tommy regularly told people on Atari Age to refresh the video to try to get the views up. And they're known
Not
for
only
having
that-
alt accounts.
Well, not only that, if it's such a non-issue, why are we talking about it? Why are you talking about it? Why are you making it any more of a deal than it already is if it's a non-issue to begin with? I don't understand.
Well, if the silent majority wanted the Amico, why is it not out yet? Why can you only get 6,000 people to pre-order it? Do your impression of Evil doing an impression of Donald Trump shitting on Joe Biden. That's way too much. We can get Amico back? Yeah. 30 lurkers join the Frog Pod. That's right, for free. Evil's out here giving free memberships away.
It's giving away so many that they're not getting taken up.
Yeah, all the
They're just
viewers are
disappearing
already...
into the ether.
Everybody's already got them.
If you want to all give me your YouTube logins, I'll collect them on your behalf. And then I'll nuke all your channels.
Sweet and Tender's like the only one who's seen this one. Wish there was more Doug TenNapel and Tommy footage. Yeah. These Donald Trump digital cards, you're going to love them with your Amico Hotel key NFTs. Yeah. They go together.
And again, our YouTube channel proves it. We can't control dislikes.
I'll read these comments right now. These are fans of the show commenting right now. It's
I don't think this is gonna be good.
Ouya, is that the Ouya sounded same as this shit? I don't want it to fail, but it sounds like it sucks. God, Dick sounds so fucking old right now. He really does, and he's only 8 years older than me. That's a lot of years, Cantillions, you cocksucker.
I was only married for 3, 8 years. Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm not excited about it, but I honestly think you guys really aren't the target. Like, I made an emulator. I set up one of those Raspberry Pi emulators.
I was gonna do that, and then I just bought the Mini. Though I was like, whatever, the SNES Mini. But yeah, anyway, go.
Yeah, I'm like Ethan Ralph in this. I'm not gonna do all that work. I'll just buy a Mini. Like it.
That's a great point.
Tell me if you think this is a crazy idea.
Okay.
How about this to all your viewers out there? And again,
He's gonna do the Why don't you try it before you
Yeah.
say anything negative?
Why don't you come to one of my closed off events?
Now, this is before the events were even an apple in his eye. This is 2020, remember?
Why don't you come in John's basement and
I think John's probably the only one who comes in his basement, but if you want to come in his basement,
I
Finbar,
should hope so.
I know you're sleepy, but you kind of misspoke there.
Again, tell me if I'm nuts and off the rails on this. How about
You're on this show.
How
That's a start.
how about, I know this is going to sound insanely crazy, but how about you wait until it comes out and you play it to make a decision on it?
I
really is
so
a fair
angry
point.
about it. Like
Why
they
are they so
really
mad?
are so mad about it.
Does that seem crazy to anyone? Is that asking too much?
You
Tell me about the Raspberry Pi,
stop
though,
with this
'cause you stopped that story.
rationalization.
Well, so the Raspberry Pi I bought thinking that I'm so tired of like these big budget games that you got to learn how to work like a forklift to play. And then it's just, and it's endless cuts. I hate the stories. I cannot stand them. I think they're
Because
the
of Metal Gear Solid. I mean,
20
that's where that
minutes
really
of
started,
Metal Gear
you know.
Solid
Yeah,
story.
it started. I mean, I love Metal Gear Solid.
Is
but
that what started
I
it?
think so. Yeah, the really long
think
movie
so,
style
yeah.
games.
Oh
yeah,
God, I can't
yeah.
stand it.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I can stand it if it's good, but too many times it's not necessarily good. That's the problem. The SNES Mini, I will say, get one of those if you can. I got it for really cheap too, and you can hack it and put every SNES game that ever existed on there, basically. So
I mean, not
Yeah,
that you
he's
condone
a
that.
for
retro guy.
educational.
See, they do the thing. Y'all say I'm stupid for doing the thing. They do the thing. Not that we condone it for educational purposes only.
We don't even say that though, do we?
I say I don't condone it. I just
Yeah, but you don't recommend hacking
No.
the firmware of a Mini, do you?
Disavow.
Purposes, of course.
things that you own,
Yes,
games you
yes,
already own.
Yes, games you already own. Yes.
There
I
you go.
hated the
There
emulator
you go,
experience. Like I don't
What was that, Gary?
I said, there you go. There's the clarification. Only if you own it.
Yeah.
like the lag. I don't like having to find all this shit, and I can't do it with anybody. Like no one else wants to sit down and come up with an emulator.
Huh.
And then there's nothing new. It's like playing the old games ruins my nostalgia kick off them. So
Yeah,
What?
There's nothing
hacks.
new. They're all
tons
the
of
old
hacks.
games. Fucking dick.
don't
Well,
get
and
the
here's
everybody
the other
wants
thing,
things
too,
to
is that
fail out
we're
of
trying
hand.
to
Yeah.
do something so unique, something different in the industry, because it's like PlayStation 2, 3, 4, 5.
They've
It hasn't.
definitely done something different, haven't they, Tony?
Yeah. They made a console that never came out, and they took people's money for it. Entirely unique thing. No one ever thought about that. Is that Michael the Obsessed Genie? No, that's not. That's Ethan Ralph.
Michael,
Do
the
people
genie.
do people not still these days do ROM hacks of old games?
Yeah, they still
There's
do.
new ones coming
Yeah,
out all
they
the
do.
time. I'm sure Ninja Kitty was playing one recently.
Well, I mean,
Mario one.
they ROM hack it, and then they end up putting on cartridges and shit a lot of the
Yeah.
time. So yeah,
Don't you remember?
Ooh.
Don't you remember? Rab said that they should have ROM hacks. Was it Rab? I think it was Rab that they should allow ROM hacks
Yeah,
on
that's
the
right.
Switch, and then they should sell them in the official Switch shop ROM hacks of Switch games for like $5, right? Because like it's a ROM hack. It's real easy, and the official shop should allow them to import other people's IPs into Switch games. There's no problem with it and selling it in the shop legally.
Do you know what they've got to do, Gary? You'll be on board with this one with me. Just to go off topic slightly, they need to do a 16-bit ROM hack of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Manhattan Project, like SNES graphics or arcade graphics. Can you make that happen, Gary?
I think Gary
Oh,
needs
I
to play
wish I
that one Ninja Turtle game that I told him that they made.
Oh yeah, he keeps
Which
telling
one?
me about what was it, Retro Palooza or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I've played that. There's like 100 characters in that or something.
Yeah, I know.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good.
As soon as
But
Gary
that's
gets
like-
a PC.
But that's like 8-bit. That's like 8-bit style, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't even know how you attempt to do ROM hacks. I've never even looked into it, to be honest with you.
Fucking
Somebody's
Gary.
got to do it.
How's your game coming along, Gary? Are we finished yet? Is your game going to release before the Amico?
Yeah, at this point, I don't know. It's close. No, like I said, I was busy all of like November and December. I have been talking to my other guy, and
Your
I've
other
turned on
guy?
the computer.
Am I your first guy?
The other guy.
No, you literally said my other guy. That's literally what you said. So either me or Finbar is your main guy.
My partner,
Your
my
side
partner in
piece.
crime helping me.
I got you.
Is talking to him. I fired up the computer a couple times, last week, and
Yeah, y'all heard it.
got
He's
some
cheating on
stuff
us.
done. But no, it's a snail's pace. I wish I was doing more, but I've just been so busy lately with everything going on. So
Gary's a drunk like me.
I wouldn't worry about. I wouldn't worry about racing against the Amico's release. I think the Sun's Inner Core is going to release before the Amico does.
Gary's making a game. Is he calling it Cranking It? Ninja Kitty says Gary's life partner. Waylon's mom better watch out. Gary got himself another man.
And again, I love all these systems. The graphics keep getting better. Great. Xbox.
These guys are so fucking stoic. Like Mount Rushmore up there.
The same thing. Nintendo's a good innovator. They went from the Wii to the Wii U to the Switch. I mean, they did some really cool stuff. But what we're doing is something completely unique. And here's the other thing that people, again, if they're fans of gaming, that they should appreciate is that we're actually paying all of these amazing indie developers. Because to me,
which ones? Which indie developers were they paying? Because I don't think any game since 2020, I don't think like 2 games got finished thanks to government grants.
I think he's been paying his developers as much as he paid his session musicians.
As much as he paid the fucking orchestra.
Yeah.
Ashes 2063. What the hell is that?
It's a cricket game.
No, I think he said it's a mod, a Doom WAD mod.
All right.
That's where all the game design innovation is happening. It's not the next Madden game or the next, Assassin's Creed.
Tommy's way off base. Indie developers, indie devs. For the most part, I wouldn't say any innovation is really coming out of indie developers. Most of the time, it's they're emulating other styles of games, whether it's retro, 16-bit, 8-bit. It's not really a lot of innovation. Now, AA studios, they usually take chances because they're not the big boys, right? But they're not indies either. So they got a little experience under their belt. They know what they're doing, and they have enough clout to try something new without having to worry about it. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know, Gary. Gary, you're the indie guy.
Gary's gone.
He's gone. His life partner must have called him.
Yeah.
It's all these indie developers, and here we are.
Because, what indie games? We had Evil Knievel, not innovative. Dino Blaster, not innovative. Backtalk Party.
Are they not all indie games?
I'm just talking about the ones that were on the Amico, right? Because I don't think there's a single innovative game on the Amico. Backtalk Party is basically, that Bop It.
Yeah. Brain Jail was a rip-off of that
Einstein. And
Nintendo game.
Yeah, of Brain Age. It's all just rip-offs, and so I don't know if there's any innovation going on. Bomb Squad, maybe?
Did you not see that when you were playing Astro Smash, you could see the color of your ship on the controller?
You're not supposed to tell people that I was playing Astro Smash. Come on, I showed you that.
I haven't signed an NDA. Fuck that NDA.
Well, I know that my PlayStation controller, both the 4 and the 5, they glow different colors depending on what game I'm playing and which character I am. So
yeah, I remember discovering that. It was hours of fun.
Yeah, hours. I was like,
No,
oh my
I
god.
invite Intellivision to sue me, but I think their lawyers are tied up with something else right now.
Like I was playing the Avengers game, I was like, when I'm Captain America, it's blue, and when I'm Hawkeye, it's purple, and when I'm the Hulk, it's green. Wow, this is a waste of time.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, get well soon, Hawkeye.
Yeah. I say we should recast Hawkeye. I'm not going to wait till afterward.
They're probably going to have to now.
We seen what happened with Chadwick Boseman, right? Like we waited too long, so just recast him now before he even gets out of the hospital. I don't care if he recovers or not. Recast.
You're all heart.
Hang on.
What?
You're all heart.
I'm saying I'm looking out for the fans. Jeremy Renner recast.
But get well soon, Jeremy.
Yeah. Get better. Just you're not Hawkeye no more.
And so they don't have to do Kickstarter or Indiegogo projects. So they don't have to bootstrap everything and eat ramen out of their mom's basement for the next 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Why are they eating ramen out of the mom's basement and not in the mom's basement? Like, is she just throwing ramen on the floor in the basement for the indie developers to eat? Is that how it works?
Maybe they sold all the balls to fund the game. See off the floor.
The basement's literally just filled with ramen noodles.
And they don't get any water in it like that Van Damme show.
Every time you pause, it looks like Dick is questioning everything Tommy says. He's questioning his existence. Like, why am I here? Why did I put this guy?
He's questioning why Vito put this guy on him.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen the conversation he had with Vito after this. Why did you send this guy to me? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about, man? I'm replaying Portal 2. Yeah, isn't that like a very innovative game that was like big major studio? Tommy's talking out his ass again.
Actually paying these folks to create content for us. And you know what? Guys, we are the absolute underdogs. We are like Rocky Balboa up in this bitch.
He said the Rocky Balboa line.
Yeah, he's got bullet points, isn't he?
He does.
At the very least.
So all I'm saying is, whether you hate it, the idea, or love the idea, all we're saying is we want to create something new, special, and unique, prop up indie developers, and create something.
Yeah, it's funny. He wants to prop up indie developers while also simultaneously ghosting several indie developers who reached out to them and were offered NDAs for the initial phase, and then they just stopped communicating. And then he would name drop all kind of not indie developers as games that were going to launch on the Amico.
Gatorus said he offered to make a game for him, right? And he just got ghosted.
So many games on sale on the internet for Steam at the moment, and you pull the Dick moment of Portal 2 is like... Shut up. Tony, why you bought the Steam Deck? Because everybody was buying it. I wanted to be one of the cool kids.
I haven't got a Steam Deck.
And do they piss on the drain like the quartering? They do. But that's because his wife went out for pizza without him. And pizza is code for Dick. She went to get that big sausage pizza. Yo, Paulie, if he dies, he dies. It's like Rocky Balboa up in this bitch. But like Rocky at the beginning of Rocky 4, where he's like, or is it 5? At the beginning of Rocky 5, where he's like poor and lost all his money.
Yeah, it's 5.
And then Paulie, like spent all of it and made bad, shady deals. That's where Tommy's at right now. He's that part of Rocky.
Where people can play together simple, affordable gaming. And we're the underdog. So if you can't root for that, again,
they can't root for that. No, they don't.
Well, because that doesn't happen in this country anymore.
I like the idea.
Often enough. I love the idea, and I hope there's room for it.
Trying to do something cool. How can I tear that down? Fuck you!
Yeah, right?
Fuck you!
It's one of my,
how much is it? That's too much.
You guys ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
I did actually. I'm on vacation. Yeah.
Okay.
Is he gonna say that he knows the guy that wrote it? I know the guy that wrote that.
Yeah.
Tommy's Paulie.
Douglas Adams' son.
The Steam Deck does not have a bad battery life. I'm gonna prove one of these days, that how much battery life the Steam Deck has.
Who was it that said was it Potion?
No,
Said there was about 2 hours in it.
it was a Retro Complex.
No, I mean in the chat one day it was Potion. I asked because I've never seen one live before, and he said it's like 1 to 2 hours.
It depends on the game. On
Yeah.
the really high end games, it might be a couple hours, and it depends on the brightness and all the other settings.
As long as I can have it on long enough for my 45-minute shit, I'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Then I'll go plug it in.
Yeah, it is bad if you crank the settings up. Yeah. But if you put the settings down and you're playing a lower end game that's not taking a lot of, your power and your RAM and all that. If you're playing like say a Nintendo style game, it'd be all good. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so one of my favorite quotes from that book is on the first page, one of the opening lines, and it is funny, where he says, humans, they're interesting and strange people. These are folks that 2,000 years ago, they nailed a guy to a tree because he went around saying how cool it would be to be nice to people.
Yeah.
That's the human race for you.
You know
right?
what? Okay, I also wanted to ask you this: is there a Christian play in this platform? Because I read in your materials that it's like not salacious stuff, not that it's.
Well, it's
and
interesting.
Doug, obviously, right.
We're living in a time right now that we've never experienced on the planet Earth, which is that the millennials have taken over as the number one generation in the world, and like Gen Xers, I'm a Gen Xer, but like Gen Xers, they had kids later, they left home later, they had kids later, they found their careers later, got married later, and so millennials now are, kind of late 20s to mid to late 30s, right? That's kind of the millennial generation. And so
oh fuck, I'm a millennial.
So they're now having kids at this moment. So
all the millennials I know were out there fucking and having kids way too early.
What's the millennial cutoff? Is that from 80 onwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a millennial.
Be nice to people. Yep, Jesus never did anything controversial. Never. Yeah, Tommy's sort of comparing himself to Jesus a little bit.
Yeah, he's at the crucifixion stage now. He'll be resurrected soon.
No, he has to go to hell first. He's at the going to hell phase.
Is that what happened in the Bible? I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Don't remember that part.
Yeah. Okay, so Jesus dies.
And goes to hell.
They put him in the tomb, and then he goes to hell. Because remember,
and he has to fight his way out. Yeah, I remember now.
This isn't Dante's Inferno. He has to fight his way out. He's out there boxing with the devil.
More kids would have read the Bible if that was what the story was. It would have been more exciting.
Probably. But basically, because there were people in hell prior to Jesus dying, right? He was like, hey, here's your chance to repent and go to heaven and come with me,
Yeah, and his best friend was a hooker. Yeah, Evil's right, and they conveniently forget to tell you that in Sunday school.
No, actually, I heard that that's not true, that she wasn't a hooker. Mary Magdalene.
To be fair, it was 2,000 years ago. How are you going to know for sure? Of course she was a hooker.
I think that they said that they just called her a hooker afterward because they didn't want people assuming that she was more important because she's an evil woman.
I heard that all of his disciples went through her. That makes her a hooker.
The Bible too, Super Mecha Death Christ.
That'd be good, yeah.
So much blasphemy going on in this chat. As a good Christian man, I think you guys need some Bible. What is the Bible? Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Yeah.
Boom.
So no time in history have we seen this. In the United States, there's 21 million households that have kids between the ages of 2 and 7. In Europe, another 21 million. And if you include Canada and Mexico into the mix.
Oh, that's a fucking billion. Have you seen how many kids Mexicans have?
So all of North America, all of Europe, that's about 65 million households that have kids. But
Tommy talks a lot about kids for being an old man. I'm just saying.
Dick's not writing anything down anymore either. You noticed he's just fucking given up.
He's just staring off in the distance.
It looks like he's jacking off now.
He's contemplating life.
Watch his
What
right
did I
arm
do?
going back and forth.
Between the ages of 2 and 7, we've never seen this ever before. 20% of our library is edutainment and kids, but stuff that you can play
I hate
together.
those. I hate edutainment games.
Yeah, but if you had kids, you don't have to just give them your mobile device and then feel guilty because you're giving them all this.
They're watching my
alone-
porn
You know what?
stash.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Basic instructions, really, Scott? Really? Yeah. I want Jesus with freaking lasers attached to their heads. I don't think 20% of their Tommy kept like with these numbers and like 20% of our library is going to be blah blah blah. Like, dude, you didn't even have any games yet. Literally, not a single game at this point in 2020. Not a single game was finished, shown, and like boom, done. Right? Nothing gone gold. Still, we're in 2023, and I think one game has gone gold technically. Dynablasters.
Is it?
Well, it's on another system, so obviously it's got to be fucking finished, right?
What?
Maybe not
what
the
is it on?
Amico version.
Is it on mobile?
It's on Holoride. That's Dynablasters.
Oh, there. Okay.
Did you forget the whole thing? We talked about cars going over.
I didn't think that came out yet. I thought that was going to get stopped.
No, that's a thing. I don't think
somebody
the
was gonna-
driver is supposed to use it.
I thought somebody in the Bavarian government was going to go, "You want to do what? You fucking idiot! You can't.
You want to put video games in
Can't
the
do
car?
You're going to put a fucking video game on the windscreen while the driver's driving? You fucking crazy on the autobahn?
Yeah.
No. But
The
yeah.
faster you go, the better you score in your game. It's fucking genius.
The more pedestrians you mow down, the more
I see that movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, Ninja Kid, he's still doing the sales pitch. If he doesn't get to the rape games part, then I'll
don't think
be
he is.
shocked.
I think he already went past it. He kind of, sort of, and then turned.
He's got almost 20 minutes left. He must throw that in there.
It's like H Bomber video, but we pay Mike Myers to be Dr. Evil and do air quotes for 2 hours.
Though my nephew loves this programming game. It's all like programming logic based, but it's this dumb robot that you have to make him go through a maze.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker will sit there for hours just trying to use basic programming stuff to walk that guy through. So they do love it. They're like people like working.
So we have but I guess my point is though is that we're really taking a
They have nothing like that. They have not a single game that has any kind of programming logic puzzles.
family approach where we say, you know what, if you want the blood, gore, guts, that's fine. I'm not against it. I've been fighting. I mean, I did a TED talk on this.
TEDx. He did a TEDx talk, remember?
If you put in my Tellerico TED talk, you'll see I've defended the industry for 30 plus years against, content creators should be able to create whatever they want. And
do you remember at any point in time when people were coming out against video games that Tommy Tellerico was out there fighting the good fight? Do you remember that?
I don't remember the guy existing before this.
That's what I'm saying. Like when Jack Thompson was out there running his mouth, there was no fucking Tommy Tellerico going, no, Jack, you're wrong. When Anita Sarkeesian was out there running her mouth, there was no Tommy Tellerico telling her she was wrong. He did one TEDx talk, and that was it. Like fucking 30 years ago. And he thinks he's like fucking the greatest anti fucking games is violence guy. I can't even think of what the fuck to call it, but you know what I mean.
And as long as there's, as long as there's,
was he going to say as long as there's
rape? They
rape?
want, and as long.
Listen to what he says. I'm pretty sure he almost said rape. As long as there's rape.
Against, content creators should be able to create whatever they want, and as long as there's, as long.
You heard that, right? Like, and then he stopped.
Yeah.
Like he was almost gonna say, as long as there's rape.
He jumped a few lines in his script.
Yeah, he's like, oh fuck.
As long as there's, it's not getting into the wrong hand.
He almost said it again. There's
As
no
long as
way
it's
he
not
went
the
wrong.
rapist hands.
i.e., kids, people should be able to make what they want. There should be no, I'm not censoring this stuff. What I'm saying is we're kind of creating, like, think of it almost maybe as like Disneyland of the video game consoles, right?
Yeah.
Where parents don't have to worry.
That's already Nintendo. Nintendo is the Disneyland.
Yeah, this is him getting onto the Nintendo rape games, children in sexual situations, etc.
About it, and
Yeah.
that's kind of the thing. So but will we approach like we're doing the Christian Life Festival this year, like
I don't think they ever made it to the Christian Life Festival.
I think it's gonna sell. Like, I hope it sells this, but I think it's gonna sell just based on that, just based on the Christian aspect.
Sure, there's obviously a market for that. There's a sect of.
There's never gonna be anything fucked on this system.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, I think that right there is a big selling point. And
It's
here's another
interesting.
thing, guys.
A
This
Christian
might
video
blow your
game.
mind.
Well, that
The
used to be
statistic.
Nintendo, basically. He mentioned that earlier. It used to be, well, you know, they had to edit Mortal Kombat. You're not going to have certain games just not going to be there. It's kind of a family type deal. And now they gave that up because, well.
I like it because.
And we didn't need that stuff growing up, right? I mean, we never had that stuff when we were.
Did anybody besides me grow up with a Nintendo and all the violent games that were out of fucking Nintendo?
But they weren't on the NES. They weren't really that bad. But I'd like
Yes,
to see
they were. They were pretty bad on the NES.
No,
Have
but
you
I
played
mean-
Monster Party?
No, but I mean, blood-wise, was there
Castlevania?
blood in
Yeah,
it?
Monster Party has a whole bunch of blood. Castlevania has blood.
But it's on the NES, so it's not gratuitous blood. But even that, you don't need blood. He could turn up at this Christian festival with his Amico and say to them all, right, try Tank Battle and what's another one? Astral Smash and Dynablaster. Go blow each other up with bombs.
Yeah. He said
See how
that
long that lasts in
was
a Christian
10X.
festival.
Custer's Revenge? Yeah. We're doing Christian Life Festival. He goes, someone works for me, talked about the Christian Life Festival once. Yeah. They never went. They never went. Narc? Yeah. Have you ever played Narc? That was on the Nintendo. That was fucking violent. Had people exploding. You were shooting needles. People were throwing needles at you, drug needles. Smash TV had all kind of blood.
Did it?
By the Commando, Hitler's head explodes. Come on. There was all
the
kind of
first-
blood and gore.
But until Mortal Kombat, when you saw a spinal cord, that's when it really got real.
No.
Oh, the rest of it was all just cartoonish violence.
The problem with Mortal Kombat is because they used regular people.
Yeah, digitized people.
Digitized people. That
I mean,
was-
you never. But there was no other game where you saw a spinal cord.
You did. Have you ever, like I said, Smash?
Smash TV had the spinal
Smash
cord.
TV. Yeah, I think one of the bosses, either Smash TV, no, maybe Narc, when you exploded the guy's head, and then you had his spinal column attached to the little robot thing.
I gotta play that now.
Because Mr. Big, he was just like a head on like a little like wheelbase, and then you blew him up, and then it was like his head and his spinal column, and you fought the like skull for a little bit.
I must find that now. Sounds good.
Oh, that's a great fucking game. You get in a car and you're like fucking mowing people down. Then you could like
Which
reverse.
one are we talking about? Narc or
Yeah, Narc.
Smash TV? Narc, right? I must check it out. I never played Narc.
You never played fucking. It's great. Your mom is digitized. I digitized your mom last night, Trebek. Monica called me Mr. Big. Oh yeah. Evil's right. Smash TV and Narc are actually digitized. No one
Are
gave
they?
a fuck though. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Evil,
know-
will you play Narc for me so I don't have to do it?
Yeah, they actually did make a Platoon game for NES. That's right. See? So the idea that like this was a family friendly, like oh my god, super safe. No. And remember, during the Atari days, people actually complained about Death Race because after you ran people over, there was a little like fucking skull and crossbone left over. And they're like, "Oh my god, it's dead bodies." In the Atari age. Right? So people were always complaining about the violence and the level of gore. Nintendo just decided, hey, we're not going to do it on the fucking... Yeah, Golgo 13 did have sex. It's a great game, though. For whatever reason, like the Super Nintendo, they were like, no, you know what? We're not going to do that. And Sega's like, well, fuck you. We're going to do it.
Yeah. Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah. Like go out of business and become a third-party developer.
you're growing up in the 70s, 80s, not early 90s. It wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't 8 years old playing
back
Grand Theft Auto. No, I mean that was not happening.
Well, Grand Theft Auto didn't even exist when you were 8 years old, Ralph.
Yeah,
I like
if we did have it when we
would have
used
been
it.
playing it. Yeah, but I mean,
probably.
Yeah.
In Pac-Man, that's what I was thinking was going on.
But-
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There were plenty of great games to be had.
All those red dots were blood splatters, right?
The little dots were microaggressions.
Mhm.
Oh, the big dots were white supremacy. And he would eat those and turn them. I like the idea of entertainment moving out of the grasp of the left. And I think that's what you're doing. I know if Doug's involved, it's probably something to do with that. You know what I mean, Sean? I like that. I like the idea of a conservative and a right-wing group controlling some amount of content or some kind of production house or some kind of gate.
I don't see what.
Or some kind of gate. Unfortunately, little did Dick know, all of the people that work for Tommy were left-wing nuts. Do you think there's anything Tommy Talarico could do or have done that would make Amico forever realize what's going on? No. I mean, because Tommy told them it was great, and he can't tell them it's not great because they wouldn't believe him. Their minds would fucking twist. And tell the two you get a blowjob in the house. No, you don't. No, you don't. She just come in and we're gonna have fucking coffee, right? Just had cake. She just baked you a pie. Totally innocent. I own Go-Go. I played. My friend owned Go-Go 13. And I played it a lot. I would always borrow that. The game was awesome. I didn't even realize it was a fucking anime until years later. I was like, oh shit, Go-Go 13. I remember that game. It's an anime? Awesome.
It's a fucking awesome anime as well.
It is.
Computer graphics.
Well, there isn't
alone.
room.
Was it?
The computer graphics alone that they've got on it is awesome.
Yeah.
Amount of content or some kind of production house or some kind of gate.
I don't see why there isn't room for it.
Yeah. If no one's pushing back, then it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Either way.
That's interesting to bring up is that when we announced that we were doing Earthworm Jim, the one thing to know about this subject is that
Doug's not actually working on the game.
Doug created the character Earthworm Jim. Yes, that's true. And Doug's Doug was 1/10 of our team, right? We had
of our team. You hear that, guys? Our team. Like Tommy did any fucking thing on Earthworm Jim. Spoiler alert, Tommy didn't do anything. He's not even credited on Earthworm Jim.
10 people who worked on the game, right? And so, when we announced that we're doing Earthworm Jim 4, and people were upset because you should disavow Doug because of the things he says and this and what he believes and this and that, and it's like, look, if
he's getting railed, man. Mike Nelson disavowed him this week, didn't he?
I'm sure. I could see why people in this day and age and are disavowing. People do that all the time for what are now considered controversial stances. Yeah.
So my kind of response back then was, look, it's about the game, and if you kick Doug off, it's not the same game. And
it's funny that he would say that if you kick Doug off, it's not the same game, because then he would go on to later say that Doug was never working on the game and Doug never worked on the game. Yeah, coffee. Just coffee. Just regular.
Which one is he talking about? Earthworm Jim 4?
Yeah.
Or the old ones?
Earthworm Jim 4. Because Tommy said after the whole thing with Doug and people were upset, Tommy's like, well, Doug's not even working on the game. And he never was working on it. He was just a consultant.
It's funny. He said that about Jay Allard as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy should meet Guido. He really should. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. Sudesh and Sumit have all your American conservative values in mind. Tommy, remember, part of Dick's shtick is to be like this right-wing, I don't want to say boomer, but boomer. Oh, yeah, that's right, didn't you, Katie? Tommy made all the jokes in Earthworm Jim. I have a clip of Tommy saying, "I don't give a shit about your opinion," talking about considering whether to keep Doug. I mean, and then he just got rid of him. Do you actually know anything about Doug Grunbar?
I can't remember what it was he said, but I know he said something pretty fucking horrific. What was it about again?
He said lots of things. We're not going to get into it.
The latest faux pas, the big one recently. He was on somebody's podcast, right, and he said something really fucking horrific, didn't he?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was about now. Doesn't matter, does it? At the end of the day, he's a nutter.
He is. Just a little bit. And this is coming from someone who is right-leaning.
You'll upset people. And if you keep Doug on, you're going to upset people. But it's about the game and the 10 people working on the game. And if somebody personally, disagrees with religion or politics.
There's a lot of stuff to support about this project. I'll be honest. I mean, there really is, Sean. People are laughing at it, but there's a lot of fucking things that guys Tommy's saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I've always been able to separate the artist from the art.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You watch Ghost Dad now?
You mean...
Ghost Dads was a good movie. I don't know if I could support any, what the hell is his name?
Cosby.
Yeah, I don't know if I can support Cosby anytime soon. Does he get it? Does he get any money from that?
He'll be dead soon anyway. I wouldn't worry about it.
I mean, if he doesn't get residuals, go ahead and watch Ghost Dad.
I mean, his stand-up is still fucking funny.
Jello pudding.
Those records, especially like the late '70s stuff or whatever he did, it's just as funny
Myself,
now. It doesn't
Bill
change.
Cosby is one of the funniest stand-ups of all time.
It doesn't change whether it's funny or not.
Yeah,
it's just like, I mean, there's like, if you don't agree, it's just does the thing stand on its own or not?
Yeah. I'll say the stand-up's a little bit harder though, because it's such a singular person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nobody else. Whereas it's a Woody Allen movie. It's like, okay, I love Woody Allen.
How about Michael Jackson's music?
Oh yeah, I listen to Michael Jackson.
I think Michael Jackson's innocent, railroaded, completely innocent.
That's a discussion for sure. I mean, I just saw that.
But I know what you're.
Did Tommy just say that he thinks Michael Jackson is innocent?
Yeah, but he was tight with Michael Jackson because they were both the first Americans. Michael Jackson was the second American.
Actually,
Tommy first to work on
Tommy was the first American. You don't realize this, but Tommy is Michael Jackson.
No, Tommy was the first American. Full stop.
No, Tommy is Michael Jackson. You know how Michael Jackson got lighter over the years? You don't realize this.
Yeah, that'd explain a lot, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Cosby and Woody Allen were never. I don't know about that. I've seen some Cosby things that were funny. I'm not gonna. No cap. I ain't lying. Cosby was funny. What he did was horrific, right? But he's like part of his act is talking about how, like he was like raping women or something like. Then I'd be like, whoa, maybe we shouldn't have been laughing at his raping women jokes because he wasn't joking, right?
Yeah. No, when we watched the Cosby Show, we didn't know any of that.
And if you watch it now, it's not like he's like, hey Theo, if you just give a woman a little GHB.
Yeah, you don't look at it and
go.
You don't look at it and go, oh, those jokes land a bit different now. The jokes are always wholesome.
Yeah. He's still innocent, so you think he's guilty. Tommy, are you Michael Jackson? Wouldn't that be something? I've heard lots of things, and I don't know, right? I think that's the best way I could describe the Michael Jackson situation. I just don't know.
Yeah. Best to sit on the fence for this one.
Wow, I'm surprised you're still listening to a Crazy Tommy interview. Well, we did have Little Doug. Not Little Doug. Little Gary came out. Extreme D says he's out. He's out because I didn't declare Michael Jackson innocent.
So wait a minute. What does Extreme D want? Does he want him to be innocent or guilty?
Innocent.
Okay, he's innocent. Are you back in? I honestly don't give a fuck. The guy's dead. I mean,
Yeah.
he ain't going to jail now, is he?
Have you seen the Leaving Neverland? I have not. Have seen not seen that now. Like I said, there's people. Come on, MJ admitted it in an interview. Well, here's the thing, right? Damn, now this is gonna get derailed into a Michael Jackson thing. Apparently, Michael Jackson's room was fucking huge, like 2 floors. His room was like the size of a house or some shit. Right? I swear to God, like when you hear like Michael Jackson was letting kids sleep in his room, right? You're thinking of this little cozy like 20 by 20 deal, like all of us have, right? No, apparently Michael Jackson's room was like had 2 floors, and they would sleep on the lower floor, and he would sleep on the top floor, right? And like their family would be there too with them. That's the claim. There's like some like ex bodyguards that say Michael Jackson was like railing fucking groupies left and right. So I like I said, I really don't fucking know at this point. He settled, but like from some people saying, well, he just settled because if he didn't settle, he would have had to cancel the tour, and he didn't want a bunch of people to be out of money. I mean, he was a little, little cuckoo, little nutsy, hanging his little baby over the thing. That's ignorant. Why are you people ignorant? Don't be ignorant. So, Tony, when you hear this guy recall what happened, you don't feel the same. I don't feel anyway. Why am I on the spot for Michael Jackson? See what you started, Finbar?
That wasn't my fault. It was what's his name? I'm out guy. Where is he?
That was
Extreme D. I've put the what comes to mind when you say he's innocent is the link I've put in the chat.
What is it?
No, we don't derail this. We'll watch
Oh, yeah, the one. Okay, I see what it is.
See, touch some children. But the man is a fantastic entertainer.
Fucking Gary. All right, let's finish this up before we get into any more trouble here.
Saying sometimes it's easier to just
That came out that I thought was interesting. So I was like, every documentary, it's like if it's for him, I like after I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then you watch the opposite side, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
It's a little rough.
I just don't know what the hell's going on,
Yeah, I forget. I think I interrupted you,
but it doesn't make Thriller any better or worse.
Well, that's my point. Is that I still love the art, the music. I don't, I'm like, I'm never gonna listen to, and by the way,
you don't even have to respect them.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin probably did drugs and did things in hotel rooms that
Oh yeah, you think Metallica ever texted a young female fan?
16-year-old.
You think they didn't have like an army of guys who were explicitly there to point out girls in the front row and bring them back and say, hey, if they ask, you're 18 or whatever.
Wow,
what's he accusing Metallica of?
And what's Tommy going along with?
Right, yeah, he's going to go right, Tommy. He's going to go, yeah.
Whatever the age of consent is, and this fucking
Hetfield talks about like
you can't be. There's no reason to be famous anymore.
About how a bunch of girls after the show would just get in the shower with him,
Yeah.
Like after she's like, that's a pretty good feeling.
And talk about their music. And talk.
But that's
that'd
the thing.
Funny if he said Aerosmith. If he went, you don't think Aerosmith? You don't think Steven Tyler's fucking? And then,
well, Steven Tyler just got in trouble.
Yeah,
Steven Tyler just wrote a book, and he's like, yeah, in the book, I was like fucking underage, and like, why would you put that in a book? Steven Tyler, are you stupid?
Oh, he outed himself in a book.
Yeah.
What an idiot, man. What a fucking idiot.
Aerosmith, by the way, do you know my cousin is Steven Tyler? It got weird.
It always gets weird.
Always gets weird. The longer we go, the weirder it gets.
Well, I'm at 23 hours awake now, so it's going to get weirder.
Those three guys are super annoying. No, they're not. Dick is funny. Ethan Ralph's a little odd. I don't know the other gentleman. I think they're just this is like a weird thing for them to like discuss because the whole Tommy being Tommy.
No, the game is being made by 10 different people. And so people need to, kind of, understand that. And look, if somebody doesn't want to buy the game because of that, well, that's their, that's their prerogative. That's
sure.
That's fine. I'm not gonna argue with them and say you should, but no, don't look. It's your dollar. It's your decision. That's fine.
No, I get it now. I was one of those guys that laughed at it when it came out and said like, oh fuck it, I'll just get an emulator and see. Like I want the new Earthworm Jim. But I really wanted to hear what your plans were for this thing because I read your background and you're a smart guy, and I know Doug's a very smart guy. So, I mean, if he says what you guys are doing are great, then he must know. He must have some insight to it.
Narrator, he didn't have an insight.
Do you think we'll ever see an Earthworm Jim 4?
What's that?
Do you think we'll ever see an Earthworm Jim 4 somewhere?
No.
Or do you think that's it? Do you think that guy's so toxic that it will never get touched? They're making a TV show, right?
Yeah. They're making like a cartoon, yeah. Ninja Kitty says the Steven Tyler stuff was known back in the day also. Nobody cared for whatever reason. I mean, Jerry Lee Lewis like fucked his like underage cousin too. Didn't he like marry her?
Yeah. Yeah, there's something weird with him, wasn't there?
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
But after talking to you, I get it. And I think you'll be successful.
I appreciate it. And again, for all the folks out there who might be a little negative right now, all I ask is give it a shot, play it when it comes out, and then make your decision then. That's
2 years later, and it still hasn't come out.
That's all.
Yeah, I mean the irony is I've spent $250 on a system and then only got like 3 games for it anyway because there's such a commitment. Damn, I get it. I get it now.
Cool.
What makes you a rage? And I always ask everybody that when they call in. What's something that pisses you off that's going on, or anything petty, small in your life? Could be anything.
Here it is. He's gonna name drop me.
Tony TGD.
Let me see. Well, for me,
that fucking Pat Contry.
Because we're trying to get this machine out this year. I don't say piss me off, but what's frustrating to me is the whole we're in California, so we kind of have the whole COVID lockdown thing, and so
they messed up your production.
Oh my gosh! Well, yeah.
Yeah. That's what messed up the production because we know in 2023 they still don't have, a stable firmware. But it was that damn COVID.
Damn you, COVID!
COVID went in and messed up the whole fucking firmware. Got the firmware sick. What? Steven Tyler lost his virginity to a black hooker and washed his dick. I think you mean washed his dick in the sink after. I remember that one. I've never heard that. You guys know way too much about
Tommy, were you a roadie for him or something?
Yeah. He gonna say naysayers.
Damn COVID.
Making it in China, obviously.
Yeah, everything is. Yeah, anything electronic is going to be in China. So that put us back 2 months, and we're trying to hit our 10.
Yeah, two whole months, guys. COVID put it back 2 months. We were so innocent back then. I can't believe it's been this fucking long, really.
It feels longer.
It feels like it's been so quick. Like, I remember just yesterday arguing with Tommy online. Like, it was only yesterday. This is where we're supposed to flashback. Everybody, just sit there quietly in the flashback for like 5 minutes.
When you go back to a time when Tony was trying to sort out audio problems and you're speaking to him over the phone or something in the end.
Damn, COVID deleted my Earthworm Jim 4 progress. Poor Tommy, not like 20 consoles got really. Yeah. It's not like 20 other games, machines, consoles, iArcades, arcade one-ups. None of that shit got done.
And all of them with significantly less fucking money available to them than he had.
Yeah.
10 deadline, October 10th.
They didn't hit the deadline.
And, we're 2 months behind
Shipping for Christmas.
already. And we can't get, FCC.
Yeah, that's tough.
We can't get FCC. Did you hear that, guys?
Yeah.
He just said we can't get FCC.
Testing and there's all these
to get
different
the symbol stuck on it.
Stupid
Yeah,
symbol.
fucking shit nobody
the
cares
government
about. Yeah.
it's all compliance testing. And but by the way, we're
Thanks,
also coming
boomers.
out in Canada and Europe and Germany and UK. And so you have to get all of those compliance testings for all those different
EU
countries
testing.
and
Oh,
build
wow.
a back end system. So
What's it like
it's
to
we're sitting
produce-
here, our tooling's finished,
Yeah.
and we're sitting here kind of twiddling our thumbs.
Their tooling was never finished.
Because companies aren't open.
Because in order for tooling to be finished, you would have to have a manufacturer. You'd have to have manufacturing lines. And we know that in 2020, they did not have manufacturers. Tommy is lying again. Aerosmith videos in the 80s were close to mini Skinemax movies. Hell, 90s rap videos were. Put them on the glass. Baby got back. Let's talk about sex. Push it.
90s was the best, man.
Right? Yeah, they were. I never actually watched your interview with Tommy. You talking about me?
You should, Adam. You should go back and watch it.
It's crazy. I am so embarrassed by that interview. First off, the interview, the audio is terrible. It's ridiculous. Secondly, if you watch the interview, I actually believe some of the bullshit Tommy was feeding me. It's like, yeah, we're going to have South American developers. We're going to have Latinos. We're going to hit this whole... I'm like, oh, cool. It's fucking awesome. Sounds great, Tommy. Like, I just couldn't imagine, naive me, couldn't imagine someone... I can imagine people lying to me, right? But like a CEO, you couldn't imagine a CEO whose words matter, and whose people are going to be like, he said X, Y, and Z about the system. Right? I couldn't imagine that kind of person lying to my face.
I just love the part right at the end where he tries to recruit you into his cult.
Just watch
Can we
that
be
part.
friends?
That's
Tony, can we be friends? And then you go, hell no.
no. So wait, what do you mean? Well, no. That's how it works.
He's like, what? Why is this not working? This works on everybody.
Yes. No, Tommy lost $1 million to a different manufacturer. That was a year later. Sweet and Tender. That was in 2021. This is 2020. They didn't have a manufacturer back then.
Was it not $1.5 million or something? Was that the ARC? Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, 1.3. I think it was.
And things are backed up, so it's like but again, at the end of the day, if right now we're still trying to get it out for this year 10/10, but if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen, and
it didn't happen.
Well, we're not going to go anywhere. It'll just be delayed. So that's a frustration I have to deal with every day of my life.
What's the hardest part of getting something like this manufactured? Like you're going all the way to nothing.
What's the hardest part about getting something like this manufactured or doing all the work?
So he's saying at this point in this interview, if it gets delayed, so there isn't an official delay yet for 10/10/20.
No.
Right. But he knows in his head from what he just said there, that was the telltale sign that they were going to delay, announce a delay. Wasn't it?
Yeah, I could have swore that maybe it was the next month, August, when it gets delayed. But he should have known already in July.
He gave it up there when he said that. He says if it gets delayed, so he wouldn't even say that if it wasn't a concern.
Tony replaced Tommy with Vita after Tommy got banned from Atari H. No.
When you start developing a product like this, right? Like, it's such everybody wants to be a video game developer. You know, so many people just want to get their story out in the form of video games. It's like the new American novel is a video game. It used to be our boomer parents.
People really like the story. There's people who get really into it.
Nobody wants to be Fitzgerald. They want to be Carmack. Like, that's our generation.
I love the cutscenes, Dick.
I know. Because every time I talk about him, I get shit. How I'm an idiot. I said the voice acting for Red Dead Redemption 2 sucked. And it was like, you're a fucking idiot. You don't know what's good voice acting for you.
I don't know who that is. I do know, like, what's the other one you mentioned?
What?
The
Metal Gear? Somebody else.
No, what's the new Last of Us?
Yeah, Last of Us
is Nolan North, as far as I know. Nolan is a fucking great actor.
Yeah, he's one.
Was he voicing the trans man in that game?
No, he voices.
He's the guy. I mean,
Joel.
whatever the
Joel.
whatever
The one
the
who, spoiler alert, gets his brains beat out by the. I don't know.
Wow. And these guys are big time. Mike Hawk Hertz says Evercade, iArcade have come out with 5 products between the two since after Amico wasn't supposed to launch, and they did just much nicer products with a way tighter budget. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There needs to be a Mike Hunt hot.
My subscriptions will be recognized, Niles. What did you do? What's going on?
We had a new member. I think Adam picked up a membership as well before. So welcome, Adam, and welcome you, Super J, and anybody else we've missed.
Yeah, I'm not getting the little notifications.
I've got it open on YouTube so I can see them.
Yes, welcome new members. Super J was gifted a membership. Awesome. Glad you're a tadpole. Hopefully you stick around. No, Elliot Page is not even in the game. I didn't spend 10,000 users buying subs to be ignored by Frog Nows.
Wait, let's do whatever you want to say.
Will that be happening on your system? Any strong father role models beat to death by a literal incarnation of feminism on your platform? Will that be happening?
Oh, Jesus.
No, they're everyone else, all the other ones. There's lots of room for the stuff like that. Not something we're interested in.
They got that covered on the.
So what has been the most interesting parts of developing a system from nothing? That's fascinating to me.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, the challenging, I mean, it's a team effort, right? So it's not just me sitting in an office like some Kickstarter project or something.
Yeah.
We have like 30 engineers, people who
30 engineers, guys. Tommy says they had 30 fucking engineers, and we still don't have an Amico out. How is that even remotely possible? Is it like is it like fucking John Alvarado and then like 29 college kids that never fucking engineered in their life, like fucking they just want to be engineers? We're just gonna slap the name engineer on you, kid. I know you were out there fucking shoveling the snow, and this other one was delivering newspapers, and that kid was cutting the grass. But fuck it, you're all engineers now. Is that how it works?
Alvarado was software, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he have been fired a long time ago for the fucking firmware not being done and all that? Surely it's his fault.
I don't think you could fire the chief technical officer.
Of course you can. Why can't you?
I think he's a member of the board.
Shareholder, yeah.
Yeah. 30 of them. Yeah, 30. That's what I'm saying. All named Alvarado.
All of his cousins.
It's insane. It's insane.
worked at NASA on the Mars rover project, people who created the Microsoft.
Okay, he always says that, like, this guy worked on the NASA Mars rover project. And I'm like, well, is the Amico going to the fucking moon? Are we going to land the Amico on Mars? Does it have wheels? At what point is this NASA experience, connected to anything on the fucking Amico?
Well, Moon Patrol.
You got me.
That's why the guy's there.
Just making sure all the fucking craters and Moon Patrol's just right.
Xbox, who created the Wii, who created the cloud gaming for PlayStation. These are all the folks who are, I've assembled a team of absolute industry all-stars, to do this. And one of the challenges is you come up with all these like great things that you want to do. Like, oh, that's such a cool idea. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And they call it feature creep, right?
Yeah.
Then you have like 100 great ideas and it's like, oh my God, this is going to take like 20 years to make. So you got to.
There you go. That's why the Amico's taking so long. They got
That's what
so
he
many
did.
great ideas.
That's what he did with that fucking controller, isn't it?
Pedal the scam until the end, Tommy. Well, this is an old interview. Mike joined the Frog Pond for free. We got another
Welcome,
member?
Mike Hotcuts.
Awesome. Thank you, Evil, for gifting memberships, and thank you, Mike, for accepting Evil's generous donation.
Just stop chopping everything off, because it's important to do something when it comes out. You want it to be successful and you want it to work great. It's better that 3 or 4 great things work as opposed to 10 ideas.
Can you just get anything to work on the Amico? Just one thing. That's all I want.
Is that because you spread yourself too thin and none of them got done correctly the right way. So that's one of the challenges is like, letting your babies go or letting your ideas go, like, oh, it's such a great idea, but we just don't have the time, the money and the whatever to do it. So what was
the one thing that you hated dropping more than anything else?
The Amico, obviously.
His wife. That baby that they never had. I gotta get rid of the baby, sorry.
All of his Spider-Man shit. That fucking dev kit for the SNES.
Yeah.
But I understand he dropped it all back straight into his garage, so.
Yeah.
Let me go through my list.
Yeah,
Hold
think
on.
about it. What was your baby?
It's one of the games that I was hoping to get on launch.
Was Big Johnson's Titty Factory 10?
I like this guy.
Yeah, I think the game was Earthworm Jim because they never had it.
It's gonna be delayed probably maybe another year just because I need it to be perfect, and I was hoping we could start development earlier. So it's more of a game than an actual. Oh, I can tell you something else too. Is that we wanted to put a lot more memory in the controllers. So the controllers
so they could actually work, but then we cheat out on the memory, and now the controllers don't do shit.
He never revealed what game it was either. If it was Earthworm Jim, then he's lying again because he told. I don't know whether it was Retro Bro or Smash JT. He said something totally different. Yeah. Forget about Earthworm Jim. He said
it's not going to be at launch. Forget about it.
Yeah. So
well, that's why. Could it have less memory? Yeah. There's no memory.
If I had any less memory, it would be a fucking the first release of the Spectrum.
We just didn't put any memory in the controller. You just draw the picture on the controller of what we tell you it is. Don't worry. It'll work out great.
Have screens on them, touch screens. And so we were hoping that, you could actually take the controller with you and actually play like mini games on the controller when you take it over your friend's house or whatever.
Man, I thought that would be dumb on the Switch too, but it is great.
The screen?
You pop that thing out of the dock and keep playing it, and you don't have to stop doing your game.
Yeah.
I want to punch these kids every time they enjoy these things that I would have killed for as a kid.
So
Tommy wanted to play mini games on the screen that he can't even get to fucking work for static stuff. It's amazing. We got 30 people here. Make sure you smash that like button or the dislike button. I don't know if you don't like me. Or if Finbar is dragging you down, because I know Finbar likes to harsh everybody's mellow.
Yeah.
Just, again, wish we had more memory, wish we had more RAM, same old thing. But because it comes down. Oh, I'll tell you the most disappointing thing. I just remembered.
He said like 3 things have been the most disappointing thing so far.
We were trying to do the whole system at $199. That comes with 2 controllers with touch screens, 7 games on board, right?
Yeah.
All
7?
Whoa. 7?
When the fuck did it ever have 7 games?
games $9.99 or less, and I wanted to get it out for $1.99. I felt that was the magic number. And because of COVID, because all the scarcity of components, and because
I had to drop a game.
He's going to say that, right? He's going to go, I had to drop one of the games and increase the price to, what did they go to, 240, 250?
Yeah, 250. Well, 249. You know how we do it here in America. $249.99. Yeah. It's not 250.
Upgraded the screens. We upgraded a lot of stuff. Our retail is going to be $249 to begin with, and then we're going to try to get it back down to $199. Hopefully, after all this crap is over.
They didn't try very hard because now it's up to $350 with 2 controllers.
Yeah,
went the wrong way. Went the opposite way.
But so that was one big thing. Is that for me it was a disappointment because I think $199 is like the magic number where you're selling millions and millions and millions. You know,
that's a bit. It sounds better than $250. All right, Tommy.
Yeah, and we'll get there, just not on launch. You know?
Yeah, I hear you. All right, man. Good luck. I will. I'll check out the games. See if you got. I mean, once you hit like a magic number of games, I imagine it's.
You're sure? Well, we're launching with 40 games, so that's That's pretty impressive. Yeah.
All right.
They never had 40 games. There was never 40 games being worked on.
I'll check it out. I wish you luck. I hope it works.
You don't want to just hate on it before you play it because you're more than welcome to join the crew.
You hooked me with Earthworm Jim. Like I can't resist Earthworm Jim. Yeah, I'm just.
Well, thanks everybody, and again, check it out.
I have a dick sucking machine that costs $2.99. So I think I can splooge on another device to satisfy my curiosity. Where can people go to find it?
Check it out. Intellivisionamico.com is the.
All right, we don't need the ending. Spiel.
I like Dick.
I'm sure you do. You know, it's 2022. I mean, it takes all types. 40 games. They don't even have 40 lenticular cards. That's what I'm saying. That's business, folks. Phil Adams, 2022.
I was looking forward to seeing all those coins, all the commemorative coins.
Yeah, there wasn't even 40 screenshots of games. It's ridiculous. He always put out that number, 40 games, 35. He would never name them. You go, hey, what games? He would say, well, Astro Smash and skiing and the rest of the games. Like, no, Tommy, not the rest of. What are the rest of the games? Exactly what we want to know.
Yeah, not just fucking random logos that you've stuck to your website.
They just kind of yada, 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 40 games. It's funny because there's some of the comments were actually pretty positive on the video. Oh, this is great. Here we go. I'm going to bring the screen back up.
But there was no recorded live chat, no?
No. This is Papa Vito right here. He says, fun fact, I indirectly started this interview when Riley confused me for some other Vito. This console will succeed. Get fucked, Amico haters. Oh, that didn't age well.
Also, he was sort of like a cultist, like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Is he still going now? I don't think. Is he going?
I haven't seen.
YouTube.
He's on YouTube making videos, but I haven't seen him do any Amico stuff. We do have exclusive footage of little Gary talking to his dad in the future. So we're going to go ahead and share that.
I heard you're a racist now, Father. What? How did you get interested in that type of thing?
You don't know what that show is, do you?
That was Father Ted.
Have you seen Father Ted?
Yeah, everybody knows Father Ted. Come on. Each level of Astro Smash counted as a different game.
Yeah.
There's
My,
a DJC dictatorship. Have you heard about this?
yeah.
Should we discuss it? Does it need discussing?
Well, what Sweet's asking, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow with Amico Forever? I think they're going to ban you, Sweet.
You're banned already.
No, he said he's okay. He said he was okay, right? Or are you banned now?
I imagine that he says you're okay, but he banned you anyway.
He will ban you, even though you think you're going to be okay. Even though you've never said anything that could be considered bad, just because you make videos that are a bit,
Funny.
trollish. Nah, he's a known troll at this point, Sweet, but he's a kind-hearted troll.
Yeah. Well, here's the post. I'll just read it for posterity's sake. It says Amico Forever show going forward. It's all caps, by the way. Hey everyone! I hope everyone had a great Christmas and Hanukkah. Not Kwanzaa. He didn't include Kwanzaa or Festivus.
Is Chuck Jewish?
No.
Why would
Also,
he include Hanukkah?
what's up with this space? It's annoying. It's really annoying. He put Hanukkah because of Mike Mullis.
Oh, okay. Mike Mullis Jewish.
Yeah. So my plan. Why the hell is he capitalizing the M and the P?
His grammar is terrible.
So my plans for the Amico Forever show for the new year will be going more focused on family-friendly subject matter and topics. There's like capitals everywhere for some reason.
Yeah, his grammar's awful.
It's gonna give me an aneurysm. You know how I am.
Yeah, just ignore it. You have to just ignore it and plow through.
I know in the past we have had some fun, made some jokes, pushed the limits. But starting in 2023 with the Amico, hopefully going into obviously I get confused because of the capital. I wanted to stop because my brain sees the capital. It's like, oh, that must be the end of the sentence. Like you forgot a period.
Do you ever wonder what's going through people's brains when they do this?
No.
I wonder why people think that I've got to put a capital P in people here and a capital S in show. Yeah, that looks right. Do you ever wonder that, or is that just me?
Does he think those are proper nouns?
I don't know. He must do.
Because it's not just one, right? It's like
it's just randomly dotted everywhere. That's why I don't look at his grammar anymore, because his grammar drives me crazy.
Okay, let me see. But starting in 2023 with the Amico, hopefully going into manufacturing, I want to bring it back to the roots of what the system is for. So starting with our new show on Wednesday, January 4th, we will have a new format safe for all people to chat without being bullied or made fun of or harassed. So those being wary of being able to talk actual gaming and fun about the Amico system, we invite you to come back and know you will be among fans of the system, and no one will be trolling the chats while we talk retro gaming and Amico. I am having a producer handle all chat questions, and many regulators... many regulators / mods. I don't know what. Has he got like a group of fucking cowboys?
This
Regulators.
This sentence is what's going to cover his ass for banning Sweet. This is what I'm talking about.
It's not me. It
was
my regulators.
Yeah.
It takes a special kind of man to be a regulator. Can't be any geek off the street. Got to be handy with the steel. Earn your keep. Mods handling any nonsense or cussing, bullying. Why is there no spaces here?
Yeah.
Ignore it. Harassing, trolling, sexual content, or any slamming of the game system or the Intellivision employees. Guys, you can't say anything bad about the system, because this is for fans of the system and Intellivision to talk about positive things and what they hope to see. Also, we are not the company, so we cannot answer any questions on that behalf. So basically, don't ask any questions. Don't say anything negative. Only be positive.
Don't even ask questions of the fucking shareholder that turns up on a weekly basis in chat, because he won't answer your questions. Nick Geeks with Cash will do that for you.
Yeah, don't ask
Nick
anybody.
You off.
All we want to do is report the official news that the company provides and hope to have some Intellivision people on the panel as soon as we can. I know for a lot of trolls or even people that like to poke fun without harassing, this may be bad news. Guys, so he acknowledges that you're poking fun without harassing. Without harassing. He's acknowledged it, but he's like, no, fuck it, I don't care anyway.
And if that isn't you, sweet, I don't know who that is. He's talking about you and Justy, guys like you.
Yeah. While a lot of capital sprinkled throughout. It's for emphasis. No, it's not. This is just a way for DJC to up viewer count by more alt subbing. No, a lot of people are just not going to watch. They're just not going to tune in. They won't be there.
You watch his right. So I know we floated the idea. Well, you floated the idea to us about doing a watch along. I won't watch along. It's 90% bullshit. But Gen X is going to do it. So you watch all the guys who are getting kicked out of their flock to Gen X and do a watch along with him.
How about I do a watch along of Gen X? I'll watch Gen X watching.
Why don't you just go into Gen X's chat and watch along with Gen X, man?
Because we have our own channel.
Because if you do a live stream, we're going to feel compelled to join it, and then we're just stream sniping Gen X, stream sniping Chuck. It's pointless.
It's like, well, if you do a stream, then we have to show up.
We need to do the like what Sweet did and do a super cut and just do the thing on Saturday.
Yeah. We claim he has 70 people in chat. That's why he has producers now. Ridiculous. Last time he had like 5.
But that 70 will be down to 20.
Will it be the first Amigo Forever with 0 criticism and mods? It's going to be all mods. Everyone's a mod.
Yeah. Well,
basically, sweet wink wink.
Yeah, well, basically everybody who's going to remain in his chat is people you can trust, so he will mod them all, surely.
Tony, did you see this one? I don't know. I don't know what that link is until I click on it.
I'll scout ahead. It's DJC.
Welcome to the new devastating Just Cause.
It's music for his channel.
Oh, he's got a music channel? Wow. Yeah, I think I seen this a long time ago. Apparently, he just changed it because 3 years ago, I think he got rid of a bunch of videos because I could have swore this had more videos. Pretty sure. From like long ago when I seen it. All right, let's get back to this. But rest assured, I will be turning this back into a fan. How is this? Like, I know for a lot of trolls or even people that like to poke fun without harassing, this may be bad news. But rest assured. So basically, it's like, hey, it's not going to be bad news. I will be turning this back into a fan live stream simulator, similar to the days of the Amico All Access, which I meant this show to piggyback off of, and I do dearly miss. He's like, hey, guys. You might think that this is a bad thing, but it's a good thing because I'm kicking you out. Just like Amico All Access would have done.
Yeah, but don't worry.
Don't worry, because you're going to enjoy it. I hope you will join us, as I will be able to stay engaged in our topics and conversations without having to pay attention to regulating chat. My producer and mods will be strict and not put up with any horseplay or shenanigans. None of that shenanigan shit. How hard is it to fucking read a chat? What's the point of live streaming?
So you can't have any horseplay or shenanigans.
Yeah,
but you can have tomfoolery and skylarkings.
Yeah. Tony willing to leave his own stream to groupie? Oh, no. Can't do that. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, I know I'm not the most engaged. I try to do the best I can. But when I'm on another page, I often miss things. But to just basically be like, hey, I'm going to do a show, and I don't give a shit what the chat says because I'm not going to engage. I'm not engaging with the chat. I'm going to have Finbar handle the chat, and he's going to collate any questions.
That would be chaos.
Mostly because it's extra work for you, right?
Yeah, I would just ban everybody and fucking...
He says he's only putting out official news. No, he says he only wants to put out official news, but also speculate on other bullshit. Because people like us, when we report all these things that he doesn't want to talk about, like the Tommy lawsuit and the CSC company running the show and Hollow Ride having Dynablaster, that's not official news because the company didn't say it, so that doesn't count, and we shouldn't talk about it. That's don't.
And if you're not allowed any horseplayer shenanigans, you better get rid of that fucking flamingo.
No, he's allowed horseplay. You're just not allowed. I won't stand for any shenanigans now. My favorite episode of Frasier, not to derail this, but to derail it anyway. My favorite episode is when Niles thinks that Maris is cheating on him with the German fencing instructor, and then Frasier has to translate into Spanish so that the housekeeper can translate into German, and then they accidentally accuse the German fencing instructor of stealing his shoes, and they get into the sword fight over it.
I haven't seen it. I've only seen a handful of Frasier episodes.
It's a good episode. I love it. It's one of my favorites. No Amico on Amico Forever Suite. Yeah. You're going to like it, and you're going to be really happy. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be the most Amico show that's ever Amico'd forever.
Is that what you mean, Sweet? Will they ever talk Amico again on that or on here? Because if you're talking about on that, they're clearing house so that they can have Intellivision employees on live.
They're clearing house, so when they tell you that it's not coming out, he doesn't have to deal with all you guys being there to harass him.
But he specifically stated that they want Intellivision employees on the panel.
Oh, he's always wanted them. He's always wanted to try to get them back.
I think that's where the news will be dropped. It will be dropped live by, well, if it's Phil Adams still in charge.
I want Phil Adams to come out and be like, guys, it's over. No Amico.
Yeah.
But why are we having you on the stream?
Chuck will be sitting there nodding along. Rab will be sitting in the corner going, well, this is actually a good thing because...
It's a good thing that the Amico is finally canceled because this will allow Phil Adam to focus on making sure that the Amico games are the best games ever. So when the Amico 2 launches, because there was an obscure system in 1978 that it wasn't going to launch and it never launched. And then in 1985, the same people came out with a car that had nothing to do with it. But I mean, they were successful. And the Amico could be like that. It could be like a car in the future. You're like, Rab, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's pretty accurate, Rab.
I like the episode of Frasier where Ross and Rachel hook up. That's a good one too.
I like the episode where the troops are flying back from Nam and the plane gets shot down.
It's got some good jokes. I mean, it's a touching episode. Phil Adams should be like, it's over. It's all Tommy Tallarico's fault.
They will.
You would just see heads explode on the panel. Poof, poof, poof.
It was Mr. Lee.
Yeah, it's the mysterious Mr. Lee. He's everywhere. All right, we're almost there. We're almost at the end of this. So no horseplay and shenanigan. So I welcome families, kids, fans of Intellivision, and retro gaming to join us. Join us every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern for a clean, safe place to talk Intellivision, Amico, and all retro gaming topics. See you then. He's very mad. Like, that's what capitals mean. Like, when you go all caps, that you're mad.
Yeah.
He's very angry.
Why did he get so angry?
Yeah.
What did you do to him, Sweet? No, he must see. I know when you're in the chat, you're quite... You never troll in the chat. I know that. But he must see your channel and see the stuff you put on your videos. Like the Amico with the bodily fluids all over it. I don't want to get demonetized. He must have seen that. He's not gonna let that go unpunished, I'm afraid, is he?
Probably not. Here's a question for you. Do you believe that Amico-chan is real?
Is this a question for me?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Amico-chan. You don't know who Amico-chan is?
Is it somebody that's coming? Or her? Or him? What do you mean they believe they're real?
Do you think this person here in the picture is the person running the account, or do you think they like paid somebody?
Yeah, but I mean that could be a dude.
Well, it doesn't matter. They can still pay the dude to put
It's
on the
obviously a
Amico
real
Chan
person,
wig.
isn't it? No, it's a real person, right?
No, but what I'm saying is, do you think this is the person running the account, or do you think this is like someone they hired? Like, hey, let me give you $50 to put
I
on
don't
this
think this-
costume.
I don't. I think this person follows me. Can you confirm that for me now, or
I can go and see who they.
I vaguely remember? I may have followed him or her back as well.
They follow me, Justy, Turbo Joe. I think they follow all of us.
Right. John Alvarado.
Follow Boogie. Yeah, they follow you, Finbar.
Oh yeah, there's me. And Slotham.
Yes. And Elon Musk.
And
they
Google.
Google.
Right. The person in the picture, I believe that probably is the person running that Twitter account, but I think it may be a man. I don't know enough about the account. I don't remember any tweets or anything. So yeah, she's probably lurking. I don't want to offend, but I mean, yeah. So what if it's a dude? You're right, sweet. Yeah, but I think that may well be the person running the account. I don't know. Do you have suspicions that it isn't? Do you think it's somebody else, somebody we know?
At first, I thought it was somebody we knew, but then they posted that picture. I'm like, well,
I don't remember much else being posted from. I'm going to say her from now on because I don't want to offend, in case she is lurking. I don't remember much else being posted from her. I think I remember seeing that name in your chat though. Have I seen? Is that right, or am I?
Yeah.
That? Right.
They popped in the chat.
I have no idea. I don't have enough data.
That's the real Miko Chan. She told me she's real.
Right.
Don't peer pressure. Oh, Beefy's joined the pond.
Oh, welcome, Beefy.
Who knows it's the internet?
Yeah, Adam's right. Who knows? Don't know anything, do we?
No.
Don't know who's who around here. People changing their names and avatars.
So apparently, just to cover the lawsuit briefly, we know about the furniture. So people were saying that it made no sense that Tommy bought the furniture during COVID lockdowns. Well, actually, if you remember your Amico history, turn your Amico history books to page 34, second paragraph. We all know that during lockdowns, they decided to open the second office in Utah because Utah did not have lockdowns. So basically, Tommy spent $100,000 on furniture for their second office because the first office was closed down. I'm not sure why they couldn't move furniture from the first office. The second office probably would have been cheaper than $100,000. Why they needed $100,000 worth of furniture in the second office if all that was going to do was product testing. Also, because the second office closed down like within a month.
But a more sort of pressing question would be, why did the guy think it was a good idea to personally guarantee it?
I probably had to.
In order to get the finance, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. They were like, hey, we're just going to give any schlub off the street $100,000 worth of financing for without a guarantee. Fuck no. Just because you have an LLC? Probably especially because you had an LLC. Like, oh, you mean a company where you don't have any liability and we'll never get our money back if you decide to fuck us? Yeah, we're going to need a guarantee on that.
But under US law, if you personally guarantee, they can come after your assets, meaning your house and all your contents, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So
you mean like all those
things that he sold at auction and the house that he... I don't know what he did with his house. Did he split it with his wife or did he give her
it? We don't know because that's still rumored that he's getting divorced. Because Tommy isn't very brave. Well, that too. Their whole business model was unsustainable. International offices for a mobile phone game console, what could go wrong? Yeah, well to be fair, I don't suck cock. The German office was just a PO box in Germany, so they could get the grants. I mean, you had to have an office in Germany to get the grants. Paying Hans, which probably was a lot of money. But then again, if you know your history, turn your Amico history books to page 22, third paragraph. Hans Ippisch was in charge of the major video game magazine conglomerate in Europe. And so Tommy hired him, probably thinking that he could bend all the video game magazines in Germany to their will. Like, Hans is the man, so Hans will pressure those guys to give us good reviews. Evil gift a membership to StreamElements.
StreamElements is an asshole.
It is. But it's our favorite kind. All right, so
Never
we're
mentions me.
gonna end the poll. We had 72 votes, which is amazing because we only have 17 likes. That means you guys, at least 72 of you, at least popped in at some point, but didn't like the video. Very disappointed. There's like 30 of you right now watching.
It's at least they
Again.
voted though. So how many of them liked on the way out? Only 17. Come on, there's 30 of you here now.
Come on, get them likes up.
Come on.
This gets the video into the algorithm, gets more people educated about the whole Amico scam. But I'm ending the poll. We had 72 votes. Will the Amico release in 2023? 22% said yes. 78% said no.
Shocking.
I'm surprised it was that slanted. Also, Evil Streams has gifted another membership. So if you haven't picked up a membership, pick it up on the way out.
Come on, 56k, take it.
From Evil Streams. Thank you, Evil. Thank you to all the new members. I think we're at like 25 members now, which is ridiculous.
How many of them was bought by Evil, though?
I think all of them. I want to say all of them. No, I think Bob bought a couple, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you're just lurking, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's a fun place to hang out. We talk video games, TV shows, nerd stuff, geek stuff. We're going to be having a lot more edited content coming soon. I promise you. Now, Evil, I've been waiting till the end, hoping that you got drunk enough so when I say this, you're not too mad. I got to work on Friday. Yeah, when I went to work today, my boss was like, hey, we're going to work on Friday. And I'm like, what? I'm supposed to stream Arkham Knight for Evil Knievel in the morning on Friday. I can't work. And they're like, no, dude, you got to come to work. YouTube is not a career. And I'm like,
not yet, it ain't.
Not yet. It's like, not if you keep making me come to work instead of stream. So, unfortunately, there will be no Friday morning stream.
But it's okay, Evil, if you want to stream Evil Knievel on the Super Nintendo instead of watching Tony's Arkham Knight stream, I'll watch that.
Evil Knievel?
Evil Knievel streaming Evil Knievel on the SNES.
I thought you wanted him to stream something Narc.
Let's do both. We do both. Evil Knievel, you'll be sick of in about 5 minutes anyway. You'll start one of them famous Evil Knievel rages. And then
Tommy says, that's when you yell, how about no, Scott? You know what? I forgot. I should have played the Uno reversal card like, no, I don't.
No, you should have said, how about no, you crazy Dutch bastard?
Why am I getting fired? Why are you dragging me out? What do you mean clean my
I say that to my daughter all the time.
I heard that, Tony. You broke my heart. I'm sorry. Sorry, Evil. I let you down. But yeah, so.
Yeah, we'll do Evil Knievel on the SNES and Narc Evil, yeah? Sound good?
So there it is. Anything else before we go?
Nah, we'll save the rest for Saturday. I'm sure we got a good. We'll have a good. Is he doing a show Wednesday and Friday?
Yeah, well, Friday if they announce something.
So the show won't happen on Friday if nothing is announced.
Yeah.
Right.
This is for you, Evil. This is for you.
I failed you.
stupid. And I failed you.
I cut that part out for my Muppets review. I never wanted to have to bury another Batman.
All right. 56K Warning says Carl streaming equals silence. Tony equals random facts. Evil equals busting freestyle noises. One of these days, it's going to be me and Evil, the Drunk and the Frog, La Rana y El Borracho, talking games. And a hot tub. Chilling and chilling in the hot tub. Like the Gorda, El Gordo y La Flaca. We're going to be in a hot tub chilling with like dancing Mexican ladies around us. It's going to be legit. When I go on vacation, I'm going to go to the island where Evil's at.
Well, you're both speaking in Spanish, yeah?
No, he'll speak Spanish. I'll be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but this is awesome.
You'll be like, ¿Qué? No es bueno.
¿Qué? No explica. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say it, but I'm not going to say it. Caught myself.
Yeah, you can say it. I can't say it.
It's 2023. I almost did a racism. But not today, Scott. Not today. All right. Tony and Evil are Larry and Belky. Yeah, that's about right. All right. Everybody, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Close the lights. You don't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Love, peace, booty grease. I'm out this bitch.